Chapter 463. You're not leaving, right? Shen Yiyan went straight to the point. Yes, too many things have happened recently. Gu Lingqing's father passed away. Some responsibilities can't be avoided, Bai Yi said ambiguously. Shen Yiyan smiled. Now you finally know that some responsibilities can't be avoided. Just like me, why do I have to be the president? If I don't be the president, my family will be in danger. After all, my father has made so many enemies. I need to protect them. Bai Yi was silent. She didn't know why Shen Yiyan told her these things. Did he know their purpose and started to warn her, or, why are you telling me this? Bai Yi was suspicious. I love Lu Shuang and I love my family. I can't satisfy both of them now. But after a few years, when I stabilize the political power, I can marry her, Shen Yiyan said in a deep voice. So, this was his purpose. Shen Yiyan, forget it. If you marry her, the political power won't be stable. You know her character. She's not suitable to be the president's wife. Plus, you killed her mother. She won't forgive you. I guess she won't forgive me either. Why are you lying to yourself? Bai Yi said coldly. My current wife and I have no feelings for each other. She has her family's honor to protect, and I have my family's honor to protect. As long as I help her protect her family's honor, she will promise to disappear without a trace, and I will be able to marry Lu Shuang fair and square. I don't love her. I won't even touch her. She doesn't need to waste her youth on me. Why are you telling me this? Bai Yi didn't understand. I want you to tell me where she is. Shen Yiyan told her the real purpose of the call. I don't know where she is. I know. You have a way to find her, right? Shen Yiyan said in a deep voice. I can't find her. Okay, I'm going out for breakfast. I'm sorry. You should know my health condition. I'm hanging up. Bai Yi hung up before Shen Yiyan could say anything. Gu Lingqing stood behind her. Luckily, Lu Shuang doesn't love Shen Yiyan. Otherwise, you'll be in a difficult position. Bai Yi shrugged. Shen Yiyan probably doesn't know what his father did. Otherwise, he wouldn't have called me and told me that he did it to protect his family. What do you think? Some things, the fewer people who know, the better. I'm 5 years older than Shen Yiyan. When my father was murdered, he wasn't even born yet. Indeed, he wouldn't know. If Shen Yiyan knew what his father did, do you think he would still help his father? Bai Yi asked. It's hard to say. In fact, Shen Yiyan probably knows that his father's background is not so clean. Before taking down Shen Ao, he has to take down Xing Dongqing first. No one can become fat in one go, Gu Lingqing said rationally. Okay. Bai Yi nodded. Let's go for breakfast. I'm a little hungry. Gu Lingqing scratched her nose. Let's go. Wait for me at home today. I miss my life on the island, Bai Yi said casually. You're pregnant now and there's no doctor there. What if something happens? Gu Lingqing was worried. Bai Yi thought about it. If she and Gu Lingqing went out for a walk and met a pack of wolves, she wouldn't be able to run. It would be inconvenient. Let's talk about it after I give birth. Gu Lingqing smiled and held her hand as they went out. Song Shiyu had already woken up. When she saw them coming out, she smiled and said, Wang Sao, heat up breakfast for young master and young mistress. Okay. Wang Sao went into the kitchen diligently. Mom, I have something to tell you in private, Bai Yi said softly. Oh, okay. Come to my room. Song Shiyu smiled and walked into her room first. Gu Lingqing held Bai Yi's hand tightly and then let go. He roughly knew what Bai Yi was going to say. Baya walked into Song Shiyu's room and closed the door. She took a deep breath and said, "I've thought about it. I don't want to hide something from you, but I hope you can keep it a secret." "What is it?" Song Shiyu was a little nervous. "Mom, my name is Woon Yen now, but my previous name was Baya," Baya said honestly. She was worried that one day, when Song Shiyu found out, she would think too much. It was better to be honest. Song Shiyu was stunned for a moment. She looked at Baya and paused for 15 seconds. "I should have thought of it. I'm sorry." Song Shiyu held Baya's hand. "5 years ago, when I first met you, you said those words to me. I knew that you were a good girl with a pure heart and an extremely intelligent heart. It's just that because I hurt you, I didn't dare to accept you. But in fact, I accepted you 2 years ago. Do you know where you have been these 2 years? Without you, Ling Qing was in a lot of pain. He almost drank himself to death. I know that he did it on purpose. He thought that you were dead and wanted to go to another world to be with you." Baya's heart ached. She explained simply, "These 2 years, I've been treating my illness. My life was hanging by a thread every day. But just like that, I survived and came back." Song Shiyu patted Baya's hand. "Good girl, you've suffered. I still owe you an apology. I'm sorry that Tianhang and I hurt you for our own benefit. I understand. I've never blamed you. If I put myself in your shoes, I might have done the same for my child." Song Shiyu looked at Baya's pinky. "How did you attach this?" "This pinky is fake. It's just a decoration," Baya explained. "I'm sorry," Song Shiyu said again. Baya shook her head. "It's okay. My dear daughter-in-law, let's go out for breakfast. You must be hungry. Ling Qing will be going out later and I have to go to the office. You might be bored here alone. If you want your friend to accompany you, let me know." "I'll bring your friend over," Song Shiyu said warmly. Lu Shuang's face flashed in Baya's mind. If Lu Shuang was here now, she would be a chatterbox. She would definitely not make the people around her feel bored and lonely. She wondered how Lu Shuang was doing now. Was he happy in another place? "Xiao Nian," Song Shiyu shouted. Baya came back to her senses and smiled. "Thank you, Mom. I don't need it for now. I've been wanting to learn the things that I've learned in the past. I haven't used them for a long time and I'm afraid I'll forget them." "Okay. Just let me know if you need anything." "Okay." Baya went out. Gu Lingqing was looking at his phone. "I'll go to the office first." "Don't forget to eat breakfast," Song Shiyu said. "Okay," Baya replied and sat next to Gu Lingqing. She tilted her head and leaned on Gu Lingqing's shoulder. "Did you tell Mom your old name?" Gu Lingqing asked. Chapter 464. After breakfast, it was already 10 o'clock. Gu Lingqing had gone out to run some errands. The old Chinese doctor felt her pulse and said that she didn't need to take any medicine. She could come out and walk around, but she couldn't do any strenuous exercise. She used to be an obstetrician and gynecologist, so she knew. She went back to her room and read some books on psychology. She closed her eyes and tried to understand each part, then recalled the cases she had done before. At noon, Mrs. Wang made a lot of delicious dishes. She wasn't picky and ate everything. She continued to read until she was sleepy and fell asleep. She was woken up by her phone ringing. She saw that it was Alan and sat up to answer it. "Alan, it's been a long time." She was happy to receive his call. "I used your ID information before, and now all the procedures are done. However, I need you to sign in person, and the money can be transferred to your account. Are you coming to England?" No need. Go to the lawyer, or should I ask the lawyer and Grandpa Tang to go to your place? Alan asked. I'll go to the lawyer. It's rude to ask my grandpa to come to me. Also, I'll treat you guys to a meal. Baya laughed. Then come to my house. The boat is a small place. You can't show your skills. Your house. Baya smiled. You bought a house in a city. Yes, I think this city is not bad. If I want to stay here for a long time, I need a place to stay. So I bought a well-decorated house. I can move in directly at Qingshan Gardens. It's quiet here and the air is good. It's suitable for me to recuperate. Qingshan Gardens. It's very close to where I live. I can drive there in about 10 minutes. Also, when did you buy it? Why didn't you contact me when you came to a city? Do you still think of me as a friend? Baiyo was happy. She thought of Alan as a friend. I haven't finished the procedures and I haven't bought the house yet. I was afraid that I would trouble you if I contacted you. Now that everything is done, it's good. I'll come now. Send me your location. I haven't seen you in a long time. Baiya got up from the bed. Okay. Ask Gu Lingqing to come with you. He won't feel at ease if you come alone. He might be jealous. Baiya's heart warmed. Okay. After hanging up, she called Gu Lingqing. Gu Lingqing hung up the phone and sent a text message over. I'm in a meeting. Call me when you're done. Meeting? She guessed that if he wasn't in the company, he would be in the military. According to Gu Lingqing's personality, if it wasn't something very important, he wouldn't ignore her call. She didn't want to be unreasonable and send a text over. Okay. When she went out, she received Alan's location on her phone. Sister Wang, do you know where the car is parked? I need to go out for a while, Baiya said politely. She's going out. Wait a moment. Sister Wang made a call. Young madam is going out. Drive over. After Mrs. Wang hung up the phone, she said to Baiya respectfully, You're pregnant now, so you can't drive. Young master said that if you want a car, you can just call and someone will come to pick you up. Gu Lingqing was more meticulous than her. Okay, thank you, Sister Wang. Young master asked you to wear an extra layer of clothing when you go out. Don't catch a cold, Sister Wang reminded her. Okay. Baiya wrapped another warm scarf around her and went out. She realized that it was snowing. Pieces of snowflakes floated down from the sky. She was in an exceptionally good mood. She walked out of the door and reached out to hold the snow. She took out her phone and took a photo of herself. It looked pretty good and she sent it to Gu Lingqing. She didn't know if it would affect him, so she didn't send it again. The car stopped in front of her. She had seen the driver before. He was an Ing, who had saved Zhou Hailan with her the last time. Baiya showed him the location on her phone. The driver got it and drove out. Baiya leaned against the window and looked at the snow outside with a smile. The chief is back in the military today, the driver said. Baiya could guess. She replied, Okay. I'm very happy, the driver said again. Baiya looked at him and smiled. That's good. The chief is finally back. The driver smiled honestly. Yes, he's back. Baiya understood them. After all, they were soldiers. They had the passion of soldiers. They knew that Gu Lingqing was leaving. They didn't say anything, but they must be sad and dispirited in their hearts. They must be very happy that Gu Lingqing was going to the military to continue being the chief. After a while, they arrived at Alan's place. Baiya then remembered that she didn't bring a gift. It was her first time visiting someone else's house. Moreover, her grandpa would be coming over later. Do you know where the nearest fruit shop is? Yes, it's not too far from here. Are we going there now? Yes, we need to go there. Baya bought 2 baskets of fruit and a potted plant without pollen. She went to Alan's house. The one who opened the door was Alan. The heater was turned on and he was wearing home clothes. It's good that you're here. Baya looked around his house. Alan had very high taste. The room was simple and elegant, and it was especially, a noble temperament. Especially the classical music that was playing now. It added to the whole room. Where's my grandpa? He went out to play. I think he'll be here when it's time for dinner. I've called the lawyer over. Just sign the papers after dinner. The lawyer will deal with it. The money will be transferred to your account in 3 days, Alan explained. He placed the potted plant beside the television. It matched the decoration of the room. It was very eye-catching. Where's the kitchen? I'll cook, Baya asked. Here. Alan pointed at the bar. Baya laughed. Are you serious? You put the kitchen in the living room. There's another one in there. Follow me. Alan walked in front. Baya followed him to the kitchen. There were pots and pans. It looks like he's going to be a boy. I prepared it for my wife, Alan said honestly. Ha 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 ha, I'm dying of laughter. If your wife knew that you prepared this for her, she'd beat you up. Baya went in and opened the fridge. There were a lot of ingredients in it. I like to eat at home. It feels warm, Alan explained. Great minds think alike. I think so too. Baya took out the chicken wings, cola, streaky pork, pigeon, steak, broccoli, tomatoes, potatoes, fries, green peppers, and beef. It should be enough. Including Guling Qing, there are 6 of us. 6 of us. Me, you, Guling Qing, the lawyer, Grandpa Tang, and a Ling, Alan said. Chapter 465. She looked a little similar to Baya in the past. She was always worried. Alan could tell what Baya was thinking. I have no choice. Even if I didn't bring her here this time, she would still come here secretly. Since that's the case, it's safer to keep her by my side. Alan, have you ever thought about having a relationship with a Ling? Baya asked tentatively. Washing chicken wings. A Ling's personality is still that of a child. I don't really like little girls. I like mature ones. So, it's impossible with her. I only treat her as a younger sister, Alan explained. Her personality is indeed a little like a little girl's. She likes handsome guys, Baya smiled. Alan smiled too. When she sees Gu Lingqing later, she'll probably be disappointed because he's your man. Baya shrugged. It'll be fine as long as no one finds out about my relationship with Grandpa. Can you tell me why exactly? Alan helped to wash the vegetables. I'm worried that if someone finds out that I'm Baya, it'll cause unnecessary trouble. So, I'm a little scared, Baya said ambiguously. You mean Su Jiran? Baya had already guessed it. After all, they had met on the island. Baya did not hide it. She nodded. He's my ex-husband. We already have a lot of grudges. Now, we're on different paths and we're on opposite sides. Do you know? In the past, he injected a virus into me in order to possess me. I have to inject it once every 3 months. Otherwise, I'll bleed from all my orifices and die in pain. Him. Erin frowned. She looked at Baya with heartache. Shen Yen saved me. I went through plastic surgery and changed my appearance. Do you want to see my old photo? Baya asked. Okay. Baya wiped her hands, opened her old QQ, and logged into her space. There were a few photos. She didn't like to take photos, so she showed Alan one. It was a photo of the two of them when she was a doctor and Lu Shuang had forced her to take it. Looking at the bright smile on Lu Shuang's face, her eyes darkened. At that time, Lu Shuang was a carefree, romantic, lively, and cheerful person. But now, Ling is very similar to you at that time. She's about 60% similar. Alan glanced at Baya's present and then at the photo. Ling is very similar to me. Su Jiran will definitely guess that I'm related to Ling. He already suspected that I'm Baya. He already suspects that I'm Baya. If he knows that Ling is my grandfather, he will definitely guess that I'm Baya. So, I can't let others know about my relationship with Mr. Tang. That way, even if Su Jiran knows that Baya is Mr. Tang's granddaughter, he won't know that it's me, Baya explained. I see. No wonder you're so guarded against Su Jiran. The vegetables are washed. What else do you need me to do? Alan changed the topic. No need. I can do it myself. Baya said. First, she stewed the pigeon in the health pot. The pigeon soup had to be stewed slowly to be nutritious. The streaky pork was cut into pieces to make braised pork. All the cola was poured into the braised pork. During the braised pork, the beef was divided into 2 pieces. One piece was cut into strips and placed on the side. Then, it was sprinkled with corn flour. The other piece was thinly sliced with corn flour and placed on the side. First, the broccoli was blanched. The color turned bright green. Then, it was taken out and mixed with the sauce. She began to make the chicken wings. After seasoning the chicken wings, she fried them in the frying pan. In the meantime, she cut the green peppers into slices. Then, she took out the beef tenderloin and stir-fried them together. The beef tenderloin with green peppers was ready. The last dish was a palace dish. She fried the sliced beef in oil. When it was almost cooked, she took it out and placed it on the side. She stir-fried the tomatoes until the sauce was made. Then, she added some water. She cut the potatoes into slices and put them in to stew until they were cooked. Then, she put in the stir-fried beef and fries. She didn't wait for too long. Otherwise, the beef would get old. She could turn it off when the soup was boiling. Just when the rice was ready and served on the table, Gu Lingqing called. Baya answered. Is the meeting over? Baya asked softly. Yes. Where are you? Gu Lingqing asked. She guessed that Gu Lingqing knew. His subordinates would definitely report to him. I'm at Alan's place. It's not far from my house. Are you coming over today? If I don't, what time will you be home? After dinner, probably around 8 o'clock. Then I'll come and pick you up. See you later. Gu Lingqing hung up. She could hear the slight displeasure in his voice. She didn't know if it was directed at her or at the military. I've already called Grandpa Tang. He'll be here in 10 minutes. Alan smiled. Looks like I cooked too fast. The food won't taste as good when it's cold. I'll heat it up later. Baya smiled. Where's Gu Lingqing? Isn't he coming? Alan glanced at Baya's phone. He should still be in the military. It's a bit far from here. I don't think he can make it for dinner. Military? Isn't he a businessman? Alan was surprised. He's a soldier, Baya said proudly. Oh, I remember. I remember now, when we were on the island, he was very good at fighting, and his marksmanship was also very good. At that time, I thought he was defending himself, so it turns out that he's a soldier. Very good, hee hee. Alan said with a smile, I'll help you carry the dishes back. Okay. Thank you. Alan helped carry the dishes back. Baya heard the knock on the door. She guessed that they were back, so she started to heat the dishes. Alan, let me tell you. The two handsome guys I met last time were the most handsome. I've been shopping for a whole day today and I haven't met anyone more handsome than them. Aling complained as soon as he came in. Then you're in luck today. One of them will come today. Alan said. He smiled and nodded at Mr. Tang. Where's Grandpa Tang? Where is she? Mr. Tang was referring to Baya. In the kitchen. Baya walked out of the kitchen and saw Mr. Tang. She nodded with a smile. Grandpa Tang. Mr. Tang was a little disappointed when he saw Baya didn't call him Grandpa. Okay. Wait for 5 minutes. I'll heat all the dishes. Baya said with a smile. She turned and went into the kitchen. Aling gave Alan a thumbs up. Your girlfriend is great. She even cooks. If it were me, I wouldn't know anything. Alan gave Aling a thumbs up. Do you think she's prettier or you? She is, but I'm not bad either. Aling was honest. Who has a better figure? You or her? Alan continued to ask. That depends on your taste. But according to normal aesthetic standards, she has a good figure. Aling said with a smile and gave him another thumbs up. You don't have to keep provoking me like this. You have a good taste, okay? She will come later. The handsome guy you like is her husband. Alan said the main point. Chapter 466. You're boosting other people's morale and belittling your own, Aling said in disdain. Alan smiled. No, I'm just trying to hit you and let you know who you are. Alan, why are you so annoying? Aling pursed her lips in annoyance. Don't you think I'm helping you? Whether I'm annoying or not, the facts are there. Think about how you're not as good as her in every aspect. She stole the man she likes. Don't you feel better now? Alan said in a good mood. I feel better. Anyway, nothing is better than the human world. That sister looks good, but you don't seem to be worse than that man. Maybe, you're even better. I didn't see you get the beauty. Aling retorted. Alan was speechless. You win. Alan turned around. Aling stuck out her tongue and jumped on Alan's back. She said coquettishly, I'm sorry, brother. I didn't mean it. You're so excellent. You'll definitely find someone better than her, right? Get down. You're still like a little monkey. I'm not angry. Alan said. Aling got down from Alan's back. She sighed and looked in the direction of the kitchen. I've been thinking about what kind of girlfriend you'll find. She's a good match for you. Alan smiled. I'll go in and serve the dishes. Little guy, you should wash your hands. Alan went to the kitchen. Baya had already heated up 3 dishes. I've already told Aling that you're Gu Lingqing's wife. Don't worry. She's already accepted it. She won't embarrass you. Thank you, Alan. She believed in his EQ. He could handle it well. Baya served the dishes on the table. The lawyer came over and they ate together. It's delicious. It's even better than what I cooked in the restaurant this afternoon. I really want to bring you to England. Aling praised. But where's your husband? Why isn't he here yet? He's a little far from here. He'll come later. Baya explained. Vaguely, she heard the sound of an airplane. She had a premonition. She put down her chopsticks and rushed out of the door. There was a small plane in the sky. With a flashing red light, it flew towards them. Because it was snowing, although it was night, it was still white. There seemed to be a person hanging under the plane. Wow, who's that? He's so cool. Ling exclaimed. Gu Lingqing quickly slid down the rope like an eagle. And landed perfectly. And took off his sunglasses. Bai Ye was surprised to see him. She ran toward Gu Lingqing. Gu Lingqing hugged her and worriedly said, "Don't run, what if you fall?" Goodbye. Bye. Bye, it. I won't allow it in the future, Gu Lingqing said in a low voice. Bai Ye looked at Gu Lingqing. He came in a hurry and had not changed his clothes. He was in a military uniform and looked masculine, like the sun in winter, giving people a warm feeling. Have you eaten? Bai Ye asked. Gu Lingqing shook his head. Not yet. I'll get you some rice. Bai Ye happily took his hand and hurried back. Ling squeezed Ellen's shoulder and whispered, "He looks even more handsome this way. It's really 45 degrees without a dead angle. Let's go back and eat." Alan pushed Ling. Ling did not turn around and looked at Gu Lingqing. Gu Lingqing looked at Ling. He paused for a moment and looked at Bai Ye. Bai Ye smiled. "I told you last time. We'll talk about it when we get back." Gu Lingqing remembered that she had mentioned it before. He looked at Elder Tang. Although his gaze was distant, he still nodded politely. "Come and eat. We thought you would be late, so we ate first." "Sorry about that," Mr. Tang said. "It's okay. I was in a hurry to hang up and didn't make it clear," Gu Lingqing said politely. He followed Bai Ye to the dining table. Bai Ye scooped rice for Gu Lingqing and picked up a piece of braised pork. Gu Lingqing took a bite and looked at her. "You made it." "Yeah." Bai Ye nodded with a smile. Gu Lingqing stopped talking and continued eating. "Are you usually as cold as you are now?" Ling asked. Gu Lingqing nodded and said nothing. "You're so manly," Ling said. She was a passionate and straightforward girl. Bai Ye thought of Lu Shuang and her eyes darkened. Gu Lingqing held her hand. He seemed to know what she was thinking. "No news is good news, right?" Bai Ye nodded. "Eat more. Try the chicken wings I made. Ling praised them just now." Gu Lingqing's expression softened. "Everything you make is delicious." Ling wanted to take back what she said. She realized that when the man looked at his wife, his eyes were full of tenderness. After dinner, Bai Ye signed the contract and sent a text to Mr. Tang. "Thank you, Grandpa." Mr. Tang was in a good mood. He was grinning from ear to ear. Bai Ye wanted to go for a walk. But she thought that Gu Lingqing must be tired today. She did not mention it and got into the car that came to pick them up. On the way, Gu Lingqing rubbed her hand. "Are you tired today?" Bai Ye shook her head. "I'm not tired. I don't use my brain. Hee hee. When we get home, put on a cloak. I'll walk with you. It's rare for it to snow. We won't be able to see it on the island," Gu Lingqing said gently. "Will you be too tired?" Bai Ye was worried about him. "I slept for a long time in the morning. This amount has nothing to do with being tired." Bai Ye laughed. "That's good. Hee 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 hee. I like it. Hee hee hee." Gu Lingqing saw that Bai Ye was happy, so he was in a good mood too. After they got back, Gu Lingqing put on a coat for Bai Ye. He held her hand and walked around the neighborhood. "Did your work go well today?" Bai Ye asked. "Yes. They're all my old subordinates. With Ling Shuang around, of course it went well. I had a few meetings. Also, the bait has been set. We're just waiting for the fish to take the bait. What about the thing you asked me to do last time? Have you found the right person? I'm still checking the people. I'll give them to you when they're done. My dad couldn't do it for more than 30 years. We can't be too hasty. Otherwise, all our previous efforts will go to waste, Gu Lingqing said cautiously. I understand. Bai Yi smiled. She grabbed a handful of snow on the tree and threw it on Gu Lingqing. Then, she threw it on Gu Lingqing. Gu Lingqing looked at her calmly. Bai Yi wanted to quarrel with him. He was too calm. It made her seem childish. She rubbed her hands awkwardly. You want to play with the snow? Gu Lingqing asked. Bai Yi nodded. Do you remember how I taught you how to shoot? Let's compete to see who can hit the target. Gu Lingqing put on his hat and put Snowball on his head. He stood 10 meters away from her. I'm afraid of hitting your face, Bai Yi said worriedly. Chapter 467. Bai Yi was really afraid of hitting Gu Lingqing's face, so she hit a little higher. What are you afraid of? Let's play again, Gu Lingqing said in a deep voice. Let's not play this. Let's play snowman. Bai Yi squatted down and rolled a snowball. Gu Lingqing stood in front of her and looked down at her. He said meaningfully, Xiaoya, don't let me be your weakness. Hee, don't let me be your weakness, Bai Yi said with a smile. Gu Lingqing put a snowball on Bai Yi's head and stepped back. Bai Yi understood his intention and stood up. He pushed to a position of 20 meters and threw a snowball. Bai Yi only felt a gust of wind. Almost in an instant, the snowball on her head was hit off. This was not a problem of weakness. It was a problem of ability. Bai Yi didn't argue with him. She squatted down and continued to roll the snowball in a good mood. Gu Lingqing walked to the opposite side of her helplessly. He squatted down and rolled the snowball with her. Gu Lingqing, do you want the baby in my stomach to be a daughter? Bai Yi asked with a smile. We already have a son, Gu Lingqing said ambiguously. Bai Yi's smile was even brighter. Gu Lingqing was really honest. When I'm about 20 weeks pregnant, I'll do an ultrasound and you'll be able to tell. Gu Lingqing touched her head. Let nature take its course. I like both boys and girls. Me too. Let's make a snowman. After we're done, we'll go home, Bai Yi said with a smile. Okay. Gu Lingqing rolled the snowball very quickly. Soon, the snowball was bigger than Bai Yi's. He put Bai Yi's snowball on his snowball to make a face. Bai Yi picked up leaves and twigs. The leaves were the eyes, nose and mouth, and the twigs were the eyeballs and arms. After a while, they were done. They stood next to the snowman and took pictures. When he got home, it was already 10 p.m. He washed up and lay on the bed. Lingqing, I'm going to the streets tomorrow to buy some folic acid and freshly ground sesame powder at the women's and children's stores, Bai Yi said. I'll ask someone to buy it tomorrow. I'm worried about you going alone, Gu Lingqing said with a deep voice. Your mother is working. You can go to the military base and leave me alone. How about I go with you to the military base tomorrow? It'll be the safest there, Bai Yi said with a smile. That's a good idea. Tomorrow, pack your luggage and stay with me in the military region. There's an independent hospital in the military region. I'll hire a gynecologist there. What about Mom? If we all leave, she'll be alone. She'll be very pitiful. She'll be sad if we all leave, Bai Yi said gently. Gu Lingqing rubbed her head. You're always thinking about others. Go to sleep. I'll go with you to the military base every day and come back together, okay? Bai Yi said with a smile. The military base is very far from here. Although there's a helicopter, it'll be very noisy on the plane. Plus, I wake up early and come back late. Your body won't be able to take it. If you insist on going to and from work with me in the future, we'll talk about it after you give birth. Baiya sighed. You can't have your cake and eat it too. That's life. I've read a very interesting saying before. When a man spends too much time with his wife, the wife will think that the man doesn't know how to make money. When the man makes more money, the wife will think that the man doesn't have time to spend with her. There has to be a suitable amount, which is within the acceptable range. Are you blaming me for not having time to spend with you? Gu Lingqing said gently. His eyes were filled with apology. Baiya shook her head. Of course not, because I'll support you in everything you do. Baiya put her hand on Gu Lingqing's waist and found a comfortable position in his arms. She closed her eyes. As long as you accept, understand, and broaden your boundaries, you'll be able to relax when others are relaxed. Separation will not cause feelings to fade. Dissatisfaction will cause conflicts to erupt. I understand. Okay. Gu Lingqing lowered his head and kissed her on the top of her head. I'll rush back tomorrow when I'm free. I'll go shopping with you. She looked up at him. Don't be too tired. That's not what I meant. I won't feel tired when I'm with you. On the contrary, when I'm tired, I'll recover when I'm with you. Baiya chuckled. Then I'll definitely have a good dream today. When she woke up the next day, Gu Lingqing was already gone. She didn't even know when he left. She took a look at the time. It was only 7 in the morning. She put on a coat and walked to the window. It had been snowing for a day and a night. The ground was white, reflecting the white light. It was especially dazzling. Life was really beautiful. After brushing her teeth and washing up, she got dressed and went downstairs. Song Shiyu had already woken up. Xiao Nian, come over for breakfast. Good morning, Mom. When did Lingqing leave? Baiya asked casually. He left at 4:30 in the morning. A helicopter came to pick him up. It's like this in the military. Although he doesn't need to drill, he still has to do inspections, morning meetings, and assignments. He also has to go to the Congress for a meeting. There are a lot of messy things to do. Why don't you and Lingqing stay in the military? Okay, Song Shiyu said in an understanding tone. Baiya smiled at Song Shiyu. We want to be with you. Whether it's work, study, or earning money, apart from ourselves and for our family, no one is an individual. Happiness is when you're with your family. He he he. Song Shiyu's eyes were misty. I really regret rejecting you back then. I made you and Lingqing take so many detours. I'm sorry. When the clouds disperse, the moon shines. There won't be a rainbow if you don't experience wind and rain. Only when you know the bitterness can you know the taste of sweetness. Life is like this. Mom, don't blame yourself. It's not very good now. Baiya comforted her. She pulled out a chair and sat down. Oh right, I realized that you like reading. There are many books in the basement. It's comparable to the library. You can read there, Song Shiyu said. Really? Baiya was excited. I can kill some time. It's Tianhang who likes to read. He often buys books. However, there are many books that he hasn't read. He hasn't opened them yet. You can go down and see if there's anything you like, Song Shiyu said gently. Okay. Thank you, Mom. After breakfast, Song Shiyu went to work. Baiya practiced yoga alone for a while. Then, she went to the basement. The smell of sandalwood wafted over. She turned on the lights. There were rows of sandalwood bookshelves. It was comparable to the library. There were 2 study tables in the middle. There were lamps, tea utensils, and a book on the table. Bai Yi knew who influenced Gu Lingqing to like reading. Chapter 468. There was a sentence written on the note, "It's easy to hide in a place you can easily overlook." There was a series of numbers on the back of the note. She thought it was quite strange, but curiosity got the better of her. Anyway, she had nothing to do. She glanced at the bookcase. There were numbers on it. She found the book according to the numbers, then found the page number, and found a number on that page. After finding all the numbers, she found that it was 258,614. What did this number mean? Bank card password. And this sentence, "It's easy to hide in a place you can easily overlook." What did it mean? It was to hide something. Bai Yi looked around. The layout of the basement was very simple. There were bookcases, books, a desk, and there were drawers on the desk. She opened the drawer. There was nothing in the drawer. There was nothing strange about the lamp, and there was nothing strange about the tea. She looked at the bookcase and picked up the 2nd book, the 5th book, the 8th book, the 6th book, the 1st book, and the 4th book. There was nothing strange. She put the book back and found that the last bookcase was very strange. The numbers were very clear, but the books were randomly distributed. For example, the humanities and computer applications were placed together. Computer applications and world-famous books were placed together. Since she had nothing to do, she was going to tidy up these books. She took the books from the first row down and saw that there was a 1 button in the middle. She had a hunch and took all the books from the last bookcase. It was a grid of 9, and there was a number in the middle of each grid, from 1 to 9. She pressed according to the sequence of the numbers 2, 5, 8, 6, 1, 4. With a few clicks, the bookcases all popped open. Bai Yi looked at the gold and jewelry inside, and the background was a little cold. They found the 5th person they were looking for. She and Gu Lingqing probably never dreamed that the person was actually his father, Gu Tianhang. No wonder their whereabouts were known by Gu Tianhang when they went to Tangqian village. No wonder they found LV Xingzhou. LV Xingzhou only attacked her and did not dare to touch Gu Lingqing. If Gu Lingqing did not notice something strange, Gu Lingqing would definitely be fine. It was no wonder that after they found out about LV Xingzhou, all the clues were cut off. Everything seemed to have an explanation for Gu Tianhang. Come to think of it, it was normal. She remembered that Xing Bachuan and Gu Tianhang had a good relationship. However, why did Xing Bachuan not betray Gu Tianhang in the end? Did Gu Tianhang promise to protect Xing Jinyan? They had miscalculated something. The treasure was no longer in its original place. Perhaps, when Gu Tianhang got her diary, it had already been moved here 2 years ago. Bai Yi called Gu Lingqing. Wait for me for an hour. I'm almost done here. I'll come back later to accompany you shopping, Gu Lingqing said softly. Bai Yi remained silent and took a deep breath. Gu Lingqing sensed that something was wrong with Bai Yi. What's wrong? Gu Lingqing, the last person in the Tangqian village massacre case has been found. It's your father, Gu Tianhang, Bai Yi said. Gu Lingqing paused for a long time before asking, how did you know? I found the treasure in your father's basement. He has already moved it home. I took a photo and sent it to you. Bai Yi hung up the phone, took all the photos, and sent them to Gu Lingqing. She closed the bookshelves, picked up the books on the floor of the last cabinet, and filed them according to their categories. Her heart was heavy as she sorted them out. Governor Qing, LV Xingzhou, LV Liangqing, Xing Bachuan, and Gu Tianhang had already abandoned the village. These people had also passed away for various reasons. Could the people of Tangqian village rest in peace because of this? She did not know. She just felt that behind these treasures, there was blood and dirt. An hour later, Gu Lingqing rushed back. Bai Ye had just finished sorting the books. Do you want to read them? Bai Ye asked. Gu Lingqing shook her head. I'll take you shopping. In the car. She saw that his face was very heavy and knew that he was not in a good mood. Lingqing, we can use this money to do a lot of good things, right? This is all gold. It's not easy to sell it. Unless we open a jewelry shop and sell it ourselves, we can launder the money and do the good things we want to do, Gu Lingqing said in a low voice. Then we'll open a jewelry shop. I'll be in charge of it. After we earn money, we'll take in orphans, build schools and poor schools, subsidize poor families, and build factories for the disabled so that the disabled can also find jobs. We'll open a road in the mountains, so that those who are trapped in the mountains have a chance to get out. What do you say? Consider it atonement for the sins of our father. Actually, Mayor Gu is not short of money. Mayor Gu is very rich. My father did those things because he wanted to build up his own power to compete with Shin Ao and Xing Dongqing, Gu Lingqing guessed. We can't decide what others think, but at least we can decide what we think ourselves. A person's right and wrong is always a matter of a single thought. Maybe your father regretted it. Maybe he had something he wanted to do. The evil he did and the good he did were all buried in the dust with his death. In the office. Don't think about him, Bai Ye comforted her. Gu Lingqing took a deep breath. It's too troublesome to open a jewelry shop. I can ask Stephen to help me with this. I want to put these jewels into the black market. Into the black market. Bai Ye was surprised. Those people are making dirty money. I'm earning their money to do good things. These jewels can also be returned to the country. Why not? Gu Lingqing thought. But won't it be risky for you? Bai Ye asked worriedly. The people from Tangqian village, the people from Tu village, and everyone who knows about this are no longer around. There won't be any danger. Build an orphanage, a school, a factory for the disabled, and roads. I'll leave these things to you, Gu Lingqing said in a low voice. Okay, I promise I'll do it well. Gu Lingqing accompanied Bai Ye to buy folic acid, sesame, walnuts, and other nuts. They ground them into powder to prevent calcium deficiency and replenish a lot of vitamins. They also bought raisins, lianxin, and other supplements that were good for the body and the baby. Bai Ye bought dresses that emit radiation. They were about to go to Shuiyu International for a meal when Gu Lingqing's phone rang. The caller ID showed a series of numbers. Gu Lingqing picked up the call. Dad, I'm Xiao Axian. Mom bought me a new phone. This is my number. Okay, Gu Lingqing replied. Dad, when are you coming to see me? I was kidnapped and you haven't come to see me until now. I miss you so much, Gu Ruoxin continued. Gu Lingqing frowned and hesitated. Chapter 469. He held her hand tightly and looked at her with a complicated expression. Bai Ye smiled. Today is the weekend, right? I'll come at around 2 in the afternoon, Gu Lingqing said into the phone. Dad, I moved to a new house. Do you know where I live? Gu Ruoxin said worriedly. I know. Gu Lingqing hung up. I'm sorry. He said to Bai Ye. It's okay. There's nothing to be sorry about. You didn't want Xiao Axian to come here. It's just like how many people get cancer and tumors. If you don't want to, it won't happen. Since it has happened, you should face it. No matter what, Xiao Axian is your flesh and blood. You should do your duty as a father, Bai Ye said indifferently. I'm afraid that you'll be wronged, Gu Lingqing said worriedly. Wronged is when you want to return something, but you don't get it. You feel sad and unworthy. I only give something to Xiao Axin. It's what I should do as a stepmother. As for whether he returns it or not, I don't expect it, Baiya said with a smile. I'll go in the afternoon. I'll be back in about an hour. It's okay. That's all for now. Let's eat and talk at night, Gu Lingqing said with a deep voice. After dinner, Gu Lingqing sent Baiya back. Baiya was pregnant. After all, she loved to sleep and took afternoon naps. Gu Lingqing waited for her to fall asleep before going out. It was Zhou Hailan who opened the door. She looked behind Gu Lingqing. Baiya didn't come. She frowned and said, I didn't expect you to come. You should know the whole truth. Where's Xiao Axin? Gu Lingqing looked into the room. He waited for you for a while, but you didn't come. Aren't you staying at your mother's place? I told him to find you at your house, Zhou Hailan said coldly. Zhou Hailan, he's only a 7-year-old child. Aren't you being too undisciplined? Gu Lingqing frowned. You also know that this child is not what I want. I like Su Jiran, not you. I don't care whether he lives or dies. You came at the right time. Take Xiao Axin back. You should follow you, Zhou Hailan said directly. Gu Lingqing narrowed his eyes. You won't play the same trick again, will you? I'm taking the child away this time. I won't let him see you again. Whatever. If there's nothing else, you can leave now. Zhou Hailan was about to close the door. I'll find someone to take good care of him, Gu Lingqing said in a low voice. Zhou Hailan sneered. His expression was especially ferocious. He's really pitiful. His father didn't love him and his mother didn't love him. I'm looking forward to what kind of bad guy he'll become in 20 years. With your genes, he'll probably be smart enough to be a bad guy. Gu Lingqing couldn't be bothered with her. Right now, all he felt for her was disgust. He turned around and said, You should think about your own situation first. 20 years is too long. With your situation, you might not be able to see it. Fine. Zhou Hailan slammed the door. She called Baiya. Baiya was woken up by the noise. When she saw that it was Zhou Hailan calling, she sat up. She still had to face it. There was no way to avoid it. She picked up. Baiya, what about the thing you promised me? When are you going to do it? Zhou Hailan shouted angrily. Everything needs time. Give me 3 months. Let me tell you. If you haven't done it in 3 months, not only will I tell Su Jiran that you're Baiya, I'll also make you regret it forever. Zhou Hailan hung up. Baiya got up from the bed and looked out of the window. She saw the maid walking over with Xiao Axin. Gu Lingqing wasn't accompanying her. She could roughly guess what was going on. She put on her clothes and came out. The nanny brought Xiao Axin over and introduced her. Young madam, this is young master's child. He's been following the child's mother. He came looking for you today. Baiya looked at the clothes Xiao Axin was wearing. Her face was red from the cold. She looked at her with hatred. Put Gu Lingqing's jacket on him and give him hot water to drink, Baiya ordered. Okay, I'll go now. The nanny left. Xiao Axin ran towards Baiya. She had a bad feeling. She was afraid that the child would push her and she would fall. Many unexpected accidents would happen. Gu Lingqing would punish him because of her. He would probably hate Gu Lingqing even more. She ran upstairs subconsciously to stay away from the child. Xiao Axin watched Baiya run away. She gritted her teeth and asked, Did you kidnap me and force my mother to separate from my father? Baiya guessed that it was Zhou Hailan who told her. Let me ask you. Were your father and mother together before this? Xiao Axian pursed her lips and said nothing. So, your assumption is not valid, Baiya continued. That's because you didn't let my father visit me. Baiya smiled. If I didn't let your father visit you, why did he go to your place today? That's because I called my father, Xiao Axian said confidently. Your father went to see you just because you called him. Do you think I should stop him? Baiya asked back. I don't want you to marry my father. My father is my mother's, Xiao Axian said angrily. If your father is your mother's, why didn't they get together for so many years? The world of adults will naturally be solved by adults themselves. What you need to do is to study hard and learn more knowledge, right? Baiya said in a gentle voice. I don't need you to lecture me, you evil witch. My father and mother separated because of you. Don't think that I don't know anything because I'm young, Xiao Axian said fiercely. Since ancient times, stepmothers and children had always been a topic. If the biological mother caused trouble, it would be difficult for them to get along. Xiao Axian was so prejudiced against her and believed that she treated Xiao Axian well. Not only would Xiao Axian not accept it, but he would also think that she had ulterior motives. So, why would she do something so thankless? I hope you won't be as unreasonable as you are now when you grow up. Also, remember, I'm only going to say this once. If you believe me, then believe me. It's up to you whether you believe me or not. Your mother and father don't have feelings for each other. Your mother likes another man and your father also likes another man. So, it's impossible for your father and mother to be together. It's not because of who separated them, it's because they don't like each other, Baiya said clearly. The nanny came over with Gu Lingqing's jacket and put it on Xiao Axian. Humph. Xiao Axian threw the jacket on the floor and ran out of the room. The nanny looked at Baiya strangely. Baiya looked at the nanny. You don't think I bullied him, do you? He's just a child, Baiya said. Chapter 470. Gu Lingqing drove back and saw Gu Ruoxin rushing out of the security room. He was wearing thin clothes, so he was shivering. His eyes became cold. Zhou Hailan really didn't care about his life at all. He opened the car door and said in a deep voice, "Get in the car." "Dad, I don't want to go. There's an old witch in your house. She's cruel and merciless. She wants to kill me," Gu Ruoxin complained. Gu Lingqing's eyes became colder. He threw Gu Ruoxin into the car. He didn't go into the manor. He drove to the side and turned on the heater. "Who are you calling an old witch?" Gu Ruoxin saw that his father was angry. He hesitated for a while and said, "She kidnapped me and forced my mother to leave you." "How do you know?" Gu Lingqing asked directly. "My mother told me," Gu Ruoxin said confidently. Gu Lingqing made a call in front of Gu Ruoxin. Zhou Hailan picked up after 3 rings. He pressed the speaker. "Did you tell Xiao Axian that Xiao Nian kidnapped him to force you to leave me?" Gu Lingqing questioned. "Didn't I?" Zhou Hailan answered coldly. "You've never been by my side. How can you leave me?" Gu Lingqing said sharply. "Haven't you ever liked me?" Zhou Hailan asked. "Like you? Where did you get the confidence to say that I like you? You're nothing compared to Xiao Nian. You can lie in front of a child. Su Jiran doesn't like you. That's why he doesn't care about you even though you've liked him for so many years," Gu Lingqing said angrily. "Gu Lingqing, what nonsense are you talking about? How am I not as good as Baiya?" Zhou Hailan was also angry. "How can you compare to Baiya? Personality, looks, figure, and conduct. You're pushing the only person who cares about you into the fire. Is that a fire pit? Zhou Hailon asked. You let Xiao Axian run away from me. Isn't that a fire pit? Letting him out without even a padded jacket, purposely making him hate Baya so that he could not return home and live in hatred. Wasn't this a fire pit? Also, when you found out he was kidnapped, did you think about him? No, you're thinking of setting someone else up without caring about his life or death, Gu Lingqing said disdainfully. Nonsense. You are trying to sow discord between me and Xiao Axian so that he will hate me. Zhou Hailon said agitatedly. Fine, I'll give you a chance to choose. Do you want Xiao Axian or not? If you want him, he's yours. From now on, you have nothing to do with me. I'll give you a sum of money and guarantee that you won't have to worry about food and clothing. But that's all. No matter what happens to you in the future, it has nothing to do with me. If you don't want him, he's mine. Whatever happens to him in the future has nothing to do with you. Gu Lingqing said coldly. He was decisive and merciless. He knew that if he had feelings now, it would only cause endless harm to Baya. Zhou Hailon paused and didn't say anything. Gu Ruoxin clenched his fist and held his breath, waiting for Zhou Hailon's reply. Is Xiao Axian by your side now? Zhou Hailon asked. Gu Lingqing looked at Gu Ruoxin and said coldly, will it affect your decision whether he's here or not? Let me tell you, he's here. So, think carefully before you answer. He'll listen to every word you say. It'll be better for him to be with you. He'll only suffer if he's with me. Zhou Hailon sighed softly and said helplessly. Gu Lingqing sneered. You're saying this on purpose so that Xiao Axian will think that I'm the cruel one who broke you up, right? Let me tell you, if he's with me, I'll throw him overseas. There's nothing better. If he's with you, I'll give you enough money. Are you sure you don't want him? Gu Lingqing, what do you want? Zhou Hailon was annoyed. It's what you want. At least be honest, then you might let Su Jiran take a look at you. Otherwise, he'll only despise you, Gu Lingqing said coldly. I don't know what you're talking about. Zhou Hailon hung up the phone directly. Gu Lingqing looked at Gu Ruoxin. You heard the whole conversation. What do you understand? Gu Ruoxin looked at Gu Lingqing in a daze. His eyes turned red and he asked softly, am I the child that you and Mom don't want? What kind of person do you want to be in the future? Gu Lingqing didn't answer his question. I want to be like Dad, Gu Ruoxin said with certainty. Xiao Nian told me that you're a kind and responsible person. You're also a person who protects the weak. But don't let your good points be used by others. If you look at Xiao Nian with hatred, what do you think will happen? Gu Ruoxin pursed his lips and cried. Dad, will you really throw me overseas? I won't be able to see you or Mom. Xiao Axian, I've always loved my current wife, not your mother. I didn't separate from your mother because of anyone else. You can't hate anyone, understand? Gu Lingqing said in a deep voice. If I say I understand, will you not chase me away? Gu Ruoxin stared at this question, feeling very irresponsible. Let me tell you, do you want to be with your mother or me? Answer me properly. Gu Lingqing looked at Gu Ruoxin and asked. Gu Ruoxin lowered his head. If I leave, Mom will be alone. I feel that she'll be very pitiful. But she doesn't want me, and Dad doesn't want me either. I don't know. Have a good talk with your Aunt Xiao Nian. Whether you stay or leave depends on the content of your conversation. Why? Is she more important than me in Dad's eyes? I'm your child. Gu Ruoxin was confused. In my eyes, she's more important than my life. When you grow up and fall in love with a girl, you'll be able to understand how I feel right now. It's not that I don't want you, it's just that I'm looking for a way to make things more perfect. No one likes trouble, understand? So, you still want me, right? Do you know what she said to me? She said that I'm kind to orphans, not to mention you're my child. She hopes that I'll treat you well. So, the person you knew before wasn't the whole of her. You only listened to your mother's side of the story. To be a useful person, you must be rational. You can't just let others sow discord, understand? Gu Lingqing said in a meaningful and heartfelt manner. Gu Ruoxin looked up. I want to have a good talk with her. Okay. Gu Lingqing nodded and drove back. He brought Xiao Axian into the house and asked the housekeeper, "Where's young madam?" The housekeeper looked at Xiao Axian, then looked at Gu Lingqing and said, "Sir, I saw young madam drive young master away just now. She didn't even put clothes on him. She's reading leisurely now." Chapter 471. Bai Ye was reading a book. There was a table lamp and a pot of tea in front of her. Her shadow fell on the bookshelf, giving him a warm feeling. His gaze subconsciously softened. He smiled and called out, "Xiao Nian." Bai Ye glanced at him and saw Xiao Axian. Xiao Axian pursed his lips tightly and looked at her. His face was unusually awkward. His eyes were locked and his hands were clenched. He was feeling uneasy. Bai Ye smiled. "You're back. Want to talk to him?" Gu Lingqing said. Bai Ye nodded. "Okay, I'll call you later." Gu Lingqing turned around and walked out. "Dad." Xiao Axian called out, but Gu Lingqing ignored him. He took a deep breath and looked at Bai Ye. He realized that Bai Ye was looking at him too. He instinctively took a step back. Bai Ye did not make a sound. She looked at her book and turned the page, then the next, and the next. Time seemed to be exquisite. He stood still, she looked at her book. 10 minutes later, Gu Ruoxin walked towards Bai Ye slowly and stood in front of her. Bai Ye closed her book and asked gently, "How old are you this year?" 7 years old, Gu Ruoxin said. He did not look at her and lowered his eyes. 7 years old. You're still a child. You're not even a young pioneer. Let me guess. You're going to talk to me. You're going to decide whether you want to stay or leave, right? Bai Ye said directly. Gu Ruoxin looked at Bai Ye in surprise. Will you chase me away? Bai Ye took out a piece of paper. Tell me why you want to stay here. I can see my father often here, Gu Ruoxin said. Bai Ye asked. Your father goes to the military every day and goes on a business trip. He might stay at home for 20 days a month. During these 20 days, you go to bed at 8 p.m. He has other things to do, so he might talk to you for 5 minutes. That's 100 minutes a month. Are you satisfied? Gu Ruoxin nodded. Please don't drive me away. If I grant you one wish, what would it be? Bai Ye drew a sun on the paper. I want my parents to be together, Gu Ruoxin said. Bai Ye raised the corner of her lips. You can be with daddy, but mommy can't be with you. Or your daddy can be with your mommy, but you can't be with them. Between these two choices, which one would you choose? Gu Ruoxin thought for a moment. My father is with my mother. Where are you going? I can take care of myself, but mommy is sick. She needs someone to take care of her, Gu Ruoxin said worriedly. Bai Ye drew grass, red flowers, trees, and children on the paper. If, and I'm saying if, one day, you realize that your mother doesn't love you, will you stay with her or go back to your father? Bai Ye asked again. Gu Ruoxin's eyes turned red. My mother doesn't want me anymore. She doesn't want me to stay with her. So, even if you know that she doesn't love you, you will still love her, right? Baya passed him the paper and pen holder. Gu Ruoxin looked at Baya, not quite understanding. Baya smiled. Color this drawing. Gu Ruoxin lowered his head and continued to draw. Baya looked at him and thought of herself when she was young. Although the reason was different, the result was that her father married a new wife, gave birth to a new child, and abandoned her. Her mother was not a good person, but because she was weak, she was the one who was hurt. Naturally, she would sympathize with her. Actually, the little boy was very similar to her. Baya looked at his drawing. Do you hate me now? Gu Ruoxin stopped and held the pen tightly. He paused for 3 seconds and said, Daddy said that my mother's separation from him has nothing to do with you, so I don't hate you. Xiao Axian, I like you because you are kind, brave, protective, and have a clear distinction between love and hate. It's normal that you don't like me because of our relationship. I don't want you to lie just to stay. Baya said earnestly. I don't like you. I didn't like you from the beginning. Gu Ruoxin clenched his fists and went all out. Because from the beginning, you thought that my appearance would destroy the relationship between your parents. In fact, the relationship between your parents became worse. So, I can understand your feelings, but I have something to say. Listen carefully. Gu Ruoxin looked at Baya defensively. Firstly, I know that you don't like me. You just want to be with your father, but you don't want to be with me. Secondly, you are still young and can't understand the emotional world of adults. It's too heavy for you to bear the burden of adult love and hate. I hope that what you can do now is to study hard and grow up well. When you grow up, you can understand everything. Who is your father, who is your mother, and who are you? Yes, we love you very much, but sometimes, things take a turn for the worse. Thirdly, I have a good suggestion, and I want to discuss it with you. Your father will find another place for you, and someone will take good care of you. If you stay here, you will only be able to communicate with your father for 100 minutes a month. I promise you, after you go there, your father will also accompany you for a month. 100 minutes. Fourthly, it's not that we don't love you, but I know that you won't be happy here. I hope that you can be happy. When you grow up, you might understand. Can you accept it? Baya said in a gentle voice. Is that place abroad? I don't want to go abroad, Gu Ruoxin said worriedly. Sure, it's not abroad. It's in City A, can I still see my mother? Gu Ruoxin asked expectantly. Xiao Axian, you think that your mother is the best mother in the world. Because of our different standpoints, we think that your mother will harm you. But even so, you still have your own opinion. Because we love you, we will do what you want. That's the best choice. If you behave well, I'll help you apply next month. I'll help you apply once next month, but it depends on whether your mother is willing to see you or not. Is that okay? Baya said. Okay, then it's a deal. Tell my father not to send me abroad. I'll be good, Gu Ruoxin promised. Baya rubbed Gu Ruoxin's head. Love yourself and stop torturing yourself. Only those who love you will care about you and worry about you. Similarly, you're hurting the people who love you the most. Those who don't care about you and those whom you hate will be happier when they see you in trouble. Do you understand? Baya took off her scarf and put it around Xiao Axian's neck. People's hearts are made of flesh. Go and live a positive life. Baya took the paper in his hand. The trees were green, the grass was green and the flowers were red. Chapter 472. Baya was still reading. After an hour, she felt a little tired and came out of the basement. She stretched her back and saw Zhang Xingyu in the kitchen. Why are you the only one busy? Where's Mrs. Wang? Sister Wang has been fired by the chief. The chief has asked me to cook a few meals for her. I believe he will find someone he can trust tomorrow, Zhang Xingyu said respectfully. Fired? Baiya nodded. She roughly knew why. Let me cook. I know what Gu Lingqing likes to eat. No, you're pregnant now. You need to rest more. Zhang Xingyu didn't dare to let Baiya do it. Pregnant women need to exercise too. Be careful in the future. I used to be a gynecologist. I know what to do. Don't worry, your chief won't blame me. Baiya picked up the vegetables and started to wash them. Then I'll be your assistant. Call me if you need anything. Zhang Xingyu didn't dare to leave. Baiya cooked the dishes neatly. She made the meatball, which contained not only meat but also shiitake mushrooms and black fungus. This way, the nutrition was more balanced and not so greasy. She also made the small fish tofu soup. The thick and white soup looked more delicious. Then, she made braised pork ribs, sautéed vermicelli with spicy vermicelli, and vegetables. They all looked so delicious. Zhang Xingyu looked at the dishes on the table. Baiya smiled. Stay for dinner. You don't have a girlfriend yet, right? Zhang Xingyu blushed and scratched his head. No one likes me. Next time, I'll ask Gu Lingqing to help you guys get married and have a child, said Baiya with a smile. Song Shiyu was back. She looked around. Lingqing isn't back yet. I'll call him. Baiya took out his phone and dialed a number. After 3 rings, Gu Lingqing picked up. I'll be there in 5 minutes. Okay. After Baiya hung up the phone, he said to Song Shiyu, he still has 5 minutes like this. Xiao Nian. Song Shiyu called out to Baiya with a troubled expression. I heard that Lingqing fired Madame Wang. Madame Wang has been with me for more than 20 years. When he was fired, I was reading in the basement. I only found out about it from Zhang Xingyu, Baiya explained. Mrs. Wang said that she told Lingqing that if you kicked Xiao Axan out, Lingqing would fire her. Song Shiyu frowned. Baiya's lips twitched. If Mrs. Wang really said that to Gu Lingqing, I'm afraid that even if Gu Lingqing doesn't fire her, I will. But I also understand your thoughts. After all, she is taking care of you. Humans are not plants. They have been friends for more than 20 years. Even if they are just ordinary acquaintances, it's still important. If you want her to come back and take care of you, I'll talk to Lingqing. Madame Wang feels wronged. Song Shiyu was in a dilemma. When Xiao Axan came, he was wearing very thin clothes. I asked Madame Wang to get clothes. She didn't know what happened in the middle. She only saw that when she put the clothes on Xiao Axan threw the clothes away and left angrily. She didn't know what happened. At that time, she told me that he was just a child. I think Madame Wang must have misunderstood me. I understand that she misunderstood because she didn't know what happened in the middle. But if she directly told Gu Lingqing that I kicked Xiao Axan out, it would be a provocation. So I can't tolerate her. But because she is taking care of you, the final decision is in your hands. Baiya said reasonably. To me, she is more like a family member. I told her that she misunderstood, Song Shiyu said softly. I understand. Baiya smiled. No matter what she said, Song Shiyu had already made up her mind. She couldn't change it, so she didn't argue. She walked to the door. When Gu Lingqing's car drove over, she smiled. Gu Lingqing got out of the car and hugged her shoulders. Why are you standing at the door? Are you cold? You could have waited at home. I'm not cold. I feel warm when I see you. Oh yes, I cooked something delicious. Don't blame Zhang Xingyu. I wanted to cook for you, Bai said with a smile. She held Gu Lingqing's hand and walked in. I've already told Xiao Nian to ask Madame Wang to come back. I'll tell Madame Wang not to misunderstand, okay? Song Shiyu said. Gu Lingqing looked at Bai. Bai nodded. Gu Lingqing furrowed his brows. Got it. I'll leave this matter to you. Okay, I'll give her a call. Otherwise, she won't be able to sleep tonight. Song Shiyu called Madame Wang. I'll get someone to come over tomorrow to take care of you, Gu Lingqing said. Bai nodded. We're here to accompany your mother. She needs someone to accompany her. Madame Wang has been with her for more than 20 years. Everyone makes mistakes. We do too. But, Bai paused for a while. But what? I'm going to stay in the military for a while in a few days. I want to revisit the place, Bai said with a smile. She looked at Gu Lingqing's face. Okay, Gu Lingqing replied. She pursed her lips and smiled. He held her hand and kissed her on the cheek. Bai blushed. Let's eat first. It'll be cold. Okay. Zhang Xingyu attentively served the meal for the four of them. Song Shiyu came back in a good mood. She said to Bai, thank you. You're welcome. We broke the balance. It's what we should do, Bai said. This lion's head is delicious. It's the best lion's head I've ever had, Zhang Xingyu praised. Bai smiled. I remember you said the same thing last time. Last time it was a fish. This time it's a lion's head. It's different. Zhang Xingyu chuckled. I remember the lake is frozen. I'll go fishing there tomorrow. The fish in the lake are more delicious in winter. Come and have my fish soup tomorrow. Bai invited. I want to eat it now. But the fish soup is delicious too. Oh, Chief, I don't have any missions tomorrow. I want to go fishing with Madam, Zhang Xingyu scratched his head and said honestly. I won't go to the military tomorrow morning. I'll go to a meeting. Come here at 1 p.m., Gu Lingqing ordered. That's great. Madam, let's see who can catch more fish. He, Zhang Xingyu said happily. Song Shiyu smiled. Then I'll get off work early tomorrow too. I'll come back for the fish soup. Old madam, you don't know. Your fish feast is delicious. I'll never forget it for the rest of my life, Zhang Xingyu said as he licked his lips. Oh, right. Xiao Axian came today. How is Xiao Axian? Song Shiyu asked. I've resettled him, Gu Lingqing said in a low voice. Tomorrow is the weekend. Let him come tomorrow. Grandma misses him, Song Shiyu said to Gu Lingqing. Gu Lingqing looked at Bai. Bai nodded. Chapter 473. After dinner, the two of them washed the dishes, took a shower and lay on the bed hand in hand. You must be tired after a long day, right? Gu Lingqing said softly. Bai laughed, turned around and faced him. I'm not tired. On the contrary, I feel very relaxed and in a good mood. Gu Lingqing looked at her, puzzled. No matter how long it takes for Xiao Axian's matter to be resolved, it will be resolved eventually. Now it's resolved. Sister Wang told you that I drove Xiaoxin away, and you immediately fired Sister Wang. I think it was very refreshing. Although she came back in the end, we were filial piety. So, today is the day. So, today is basically a good day. Gu Lingqing was worried that she would be wronged, but after listening to her words, his mood brightened. He turned around and faced her, putting his hand on her waist. Xiaoya, I feel very happy now. I can be with you and live the trifles of life. Me too. I like the feeling now. It's plain and relaxed. Even if something unpleasant happens, it will be over soon. Then, I can continue to live happily. By the way, are you really not going to the military tomorrow morning? I arranged it yesterday. The others will report to me in the afternoon. I will be back late tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow, some of the jewelry will enter the black market. There will be a large sum of money sent over. Can you help me? Gu Lingqing asked worriedly. Bai Ye nodded. Of course. Do what you want to do with peace of mind. I will be your strongest support. Gu Lingqing smiled and kissed her on the forehead. He turned off the light, closed his eyes and went to sleep. Bai Ye slept very well. The next day, she woke up naturally. When she opened her eyes, Gu Lingqing was looking at her. Inexplicably, her face was very hot. She didn't know if it was because she had just woken up or because her heart was beating fast. She covered her eyes. What's there to see? Did I play? Gu Lingqing held her hand and kissed it on the palm of her hand. No, didn't you say you wanted to go fishing? I've asked someone to prepare something. I'll go with you. Bai Ye was overjoyed. She kissed him on the cheek and ran to the washroom. Don't run. Be careful of the baby, Gu Lingqing said worriedly. Oh. Bai Ye slowed down. Gu Lingqing went to the washroom, and she squeezed the toothpaste for him. After brushing her teeth and washing up, he draped a cloak over her. Gu Lingqing, you should wear more clothes too, Bai Ye said worriedly. She took out a thick windbreaker from the closet and put it on Gu Lingqing. He held her hand and went downstairs. Mrs. Wang was already there, smiling awkwardly at Bai Ye and Gu Lingqing. Gu Lingqing didn't pay much attention to him. Bai Ye had a cold personality to begin with. She slightly twitched the corner of her mouth as a form of greeting and sat down to eat breakfast. This is chicken congee. Mrs. Wang cooked it at 5 in the morning. Xiao Nian, try it. Song Shiyu personally scooped the congee for Bai Ye. Thank you, Mom, Bai Ye said politely. You're welcome. We're family. I've told Mrs. Wang about what happened last time. Song Shiyu looked at Mrs. Wang. Mrs. Wang immediately said, I'm sorry, young madam. I misunderstood. I only saw young master running out angrily. I didn't see what happened between the two of you. Then, I said too much. I'm sorry. I promise this won't happen again. Mrs. Wang, your son is now at the South District Acquisition Office, right? Gu Lingqing said meaningfully. He's there now, Mrs. Wang said nervously. Do your best, Gu Lingqing said indifferently. After breakfast, she held her hand and went to the lake. Bai Ye saw a tent set up by the river. Next to the tent was a pile of firewood. There was also a stove with water boiling on it. There was a bucket, a table, and 2 chairs. There were fruits, teacups, biscuits, beef jerky, and other snacks on the table. It seems like a holiday in the wild. No, a holiday in the wild doesn't have so many things. I think of our island, Bai Ye said with a smile and went into the tent. There was a thick sponge under the tent. There were 2 blankets on top of the mattress. It wasn't cold at all. Gu Lingqing poured a glass of water and passed it to her. I've asked someone to dig a hole in the lake. We can fish directly later. He had already prepared the earthworms. After putting them on the hook, he threw them into the hole. He put the fishing rod on the pole in front of the tent and washed his hands in the bucket on the side. Then, he went into the tent. The sun rose. The winter sun made people feel especially warm. The sunlight fell on the ice, making it sparkle. Lingqing, I miss Yan, Baiya said, looking at the lake. I'll ask him to video chat with you at night, Gu Lingqing said. Gu Lingqing said. Seeing the sparkle in her eyes, he roughly knew what she was thinking. We can't video call every day. We need to change the address every day to avoid being traced. It's better to be safe than sorry. Oh, I see. She understood and didn't make trouble. Gu Lingqing held her hand. Her hand was cold. He held it and put it on his abdomen. She was afraid that he would be cold and wanted to pull her hand out. He held it tightly and said softly, I'm covering my daughter. Baiya laughed. How do you know it's a daughter? What if it's a son? I have an intuition. Is it a man's intuition? Baiya smiled. Gu Lingqing didn't argue with her. He looked at the hole and waited for 10 minutes. The float was moving. Gu Lingqing noticed it. Baiya also saw it. They immediately picked up the fishing rod. It was a crucian carp. Baiya was very happy. Gu Lingqing took the fish down and put it in the bucket. He continued to throw the uneaten bait into the hole and washed his hands. We're lucky, Baiya said. Yes. My dad puts a lot of fish in this lake every year. He used to fish, but he hasn't done it in the past 2 years. So, it's very easy to fish, Gu Lingqing explained. Then, we're in luck. Next time, I'll take a book, stay in the tent, drink hot water, bask in the sun, and fish. Just thinking about it makes me happy, Baiya said. I'll accompany you when I'm free. Gu Lingqing put his arm around her shoulder. Baiya leaned on him, found a comfortable position, and lazily lay on him. After a while, she saw a few cars driving over. She frowned. She didn't hear from Gu Lingqing that someone would come to look for him. Moreover, he didn't even inform her. Someone's coming. Gu Lingqing narrowed his eyes. He looked at the approaching cars and frowned. He said in a low voice, Stay inside and don't come out. Who could they be? Baiya was worried. Chapter 474. Baiya didn't say anything. Xiaoya, listen to me, Gu Lingqing said in a low voice. What happened? Do you know anything? Baiya asked worriedly. Gu Lingqing shook her head. I don't know. Don't come out. Gu Lingqing came out of the tent and walked towards the road. Wu Yang's car stopped in front of Gu Lingqing. Baiya saw people in suits with pins on their chests. As it was too far away, she couldn't see them clearly and she couldn't hear what they were talking about. She was a little anxious. She saw them show their documents and Gu Lingqing got into their car. The car drove randomly. She thought about it and called Ling Shuai. Ling Shuai, I'm Baiya. It's like this. A group of people came and took Gu Lingqing away. Do you know who they are? Baiya asked anxiously. A group of people. What do you mean? Ling Shuai became nervous. You don't know. Baiya was even more surprised. I don't know. What happened? Ling Shuai asked in confusion. I'll call you later. Baiya hung up. She had a bad feeling about this. She called Shiniyan. Shiniyan was the president and should know more. But Shiniyan didn't pick up and hung up. Baiya could only be anxious. She wanted to call Su Jiran. She found his number and paused. She was annoyed and threw her phone aside. She lay in the tent. The more she thought about it, the more worried she became. She waited anxiously for 15 minutes. It felt like a century. She called Shen Yin again. Go. Shen Yin hung up. Bai Ye was furious. She was about to call Su Jiran when Ling Shuai called. She picked up immediately. Do you know what happened? Bai Ye asked anxiously. It's Zhou Hailan. She went to the disciplinary committee to complain. She said that she listened to the chief and that she killed those people. She has been with the chief for so many years and even had Gu Ruoxin with the chief. But Gu Lingqing abandoned her, so she couldn't tolerate it anymore. Nonsense. Is she crazy? Bai Ye had the urge to kill Zhou Hailan. Oh, right. I have a recording of her admitting that Su Jiran is her boss. She has now retracted her confession. She said that you kidnapped Xiao Axayan and forced her to say that. You even brought people here to put on a show. F***ck, Bai Ye couldn't help but swear. Her chest was heaving up and down violently. She was not calm at all. She closed her eyes and took a deep breath to force herself to calm down. She quickly recalled the things about Zhou Hailan in her mind. I remember that 2 years ago, Zhou Hailan was rescued from the enemy's base. Who rescued him? The people in the North District were rescued. They are Xing Dongqing's people. Most importantly, Xing Dongqing's testimony is also very disadvantageous to the chief, Ling Shuai said passively. Bai Ye's eyes turned red. Xing Dongqing was so calculative. He must have designed a perfect trap. In this world, whether someone was guilty or not did not depend on whether they made a mistake. It depended on whether others believed that Gu Lingqing was the mastermind. If everyone believed that Gu Lingqing was the mastermind, even if he was not, he would be sent to the military court and sentenced to death. Their war had just begun and they were about to be forced to the edge of the cliff. She suddenly remembered what Grandmaster Gu said. Her achievements were built on killing. As long as she did not leave any traces, she would become a superior person. If she left any traces, she would turn into ashes. But who didn't? Wasn't Xing Dongqing's achievements today built on killing? I understand. That's all for now. What should we do now? Rush in and save the chief. As long as you say the word, we will do it, Ling Shuai said excitedly. If that's the case, it will only make everyone believe that Gu Lingqing is really the murderer who murdered his comrade. He will be despised by everyone, and you will be despised by everyone too. It means that Gu Lingqing's relatives and friends will be uprooted. It's useless to do this. Unless you rescue Gu Lingqing, you are prepared to live secretly in the future, Bai Ye said rationally. We believe in the chief. We are also willing to sacrifice for the chief, Ling Shuai said with certainty. If we win, it's a sacrifice. If we lose, it's better to die. Wait for my news. Don't act rashly. I need to think about it, Bai Ye said helplessly. She hung up the phone and sat in the tent. Zhou Hailan's goal was to get Su Jiran. Did she do that because Su Jiran promised her something? Thinking of this, Bai Ye immediately called Su Jiran and pressed the record button. After the third ring, Su Jiran answered the phone. You called me because of Gu Lingqing? Su Jiran asked with certainty. What did you promise Zhou Hailan? Why did she betray you? Bai Ye asked directly. What can I promise her? Gu Lingqing's matter has nothing to do with me. I'm curious, why did you set me up? Su Jiran said cautiously. Set you up? Don't you know very well what the truth is? Su Jiran, what tricks are you playing? Bai Ye frowned. It's you who is playing tricks. People with different beliefs can't make plans together. I'm hanging up. By the way, I found a new girlfriend. She looks like Bai Ye. Do you know about this? Su Jiran said with a smile. What? Bai Ye frowned. I found that she is naturally romantic. She's still a blank piece of paper when it comes to love. She's so cute that she's like a fairy from heaven. Maybe you're right. I'm just obsessed with Baya. I don't love her at all. Now that I have found the woman I love, don't call me anymore. I don't care whether it's Gu Lingqing's people or Shaniyan's people. Su Jiran hung up the phone proudly. Baya felt that her heart had sunk into a bottomless abyss. Although she was burning in the stove, her body was shivering from the cold. Su Jiran had decided to kill now. To him, Baya's whereabouts were no longer of any use. Perhaps, even if she told Su Jiran that she was Baya, Su Jiran would not care about her. Now, the only person who could save Gu Lingqing was Zhou Hailan. Only Zhou Hailan's testimony was the most powerful weapon. Baya called Shaniyan again. Her hand that was holding the phone was trembling. This time, Shaniyan picked up the call. You know that Gu Lingqing is not the murderer of that mission, right? Baya asked directly. Baya, it doesn't matter whether I believe it or not. In front of the law, everyone is equal. What matters is evidence. I don't have special rights, Shaniyan said in a deep voice. You don't have special rights. Or are you the same as Xing Dongqing, hoping that Gu Lingqing will die? Baya guessed. Chapter 475. So, you mean that you are willing to help me save Gu Lingqing? Baya asked. There are at least 1,000 people guarding him, and he is locked up in the base. Now, the only one who can save Gu Lingqing may be Zhou Hailan. I can arrange for you to meet Zhou Hailan. Whether you succeed or fail, it will be at that negotiation. Xing Dongqing and Su Jing want to solve it. Gu Lingqing, they won't give Gu Lingqing too much time, Shaniyan said in a low voice. Baya felt her face was wet and realized that she was crying. When? I'll send someone to pick you up later, Shaniyan said and hung up. She sat in the tent with her phone in her hand. Just now, when Gu Lingqing was still alive, she felt that she was the happiest person. In the blink of an eye, she became the most unfortunate person. If Gu Lingqing died, she put her hand on her abdomen. If he died, every day of her life would be a torture. Then, she would take the child to accompany him. She didn't want to live in the world. At least, they could die together. God wouldn't be so cruel to her, right? She and Gu Lingqing had gone through so much to be together. Could it be that happiness was only for a few months? She felt very sad. Her tense nerves were about to break. She didn't dare to think about what the future would be like now. If Gu Lingqing came out safely this time, she wanted to persuade him to let go of his hatred and leave with her. He could say that she was weak and a burden, but the opponent was too strong. She couldn't live without him. Time passed by minute by minute. Every minute felt exceptionally long. She saw a car coming from afar. She wiped her tears and ran out. The car stopped in front of her. You are? Baya asked anxiously. We were sent by the president to pick you up. Please get in the car, they said. Baya immediately got into their car. Even if they were not Shaniyan's men, she was no match for the three men. Her phone rang. When she saw that it was Shaniyan's number, she quickly picked it up. I'll meet Zhou Hailan later. Pretend to be one of my people. Zhou Hailan is currently under Su Zhang's control. I'll send Su Jing away. You don't have much time. Also, you need to cut your hair into a man's hairstyle and change into a man's outfit. Is that okay? Shaniyan said in a low voice. I don't care about my hair. I hope you succeed. An hour later, Baya saw Shaniyan. It had been a long time since they last met. Shaniyan was more mature than before, and also more profound. The smile on his face in the past was now hidden in his emotional control. He glanced at the person beside him. "Please follow me," one of the women said. Baya followed her into the defense line inside. The woman cut his hair, put on makeup, darkened his skin, thickened his eyebrows, and applied shadow powder on his facial features. It made him look more three-dimensional and more masculine. Then, she put on the suit prepared for her. Shen Yiyan was quite satisfied with her hairstyle. He bent his arm and looked at the time. "Follow me." Baya got into Shen Yiyan's car. The car drove forward, twisting and turning. They arrived at the base, which was heavily guarded. "Is Gu Lingqing here?" Baya asked. "Yes," Shen Yiyan answered. Baya's heart sank again. It would be difficult to rescue Gu Lingqing by force. Shen Yiyan looked at her and frowned. "If there's time, I will arrange for you to meet Gu Lingqing. But whether you can talk to him or not depends on your luck." Baya nodded. The car drove for half an hour and stopped. Under the guidance of the guards, they arrived at the door of a room. There were 2 guards guarding the door. Baya's heart ached. This place was dark. Gu Lingqing, who was inside, must feel more tormented than her, just like the last time. He would worry about her more than he worried about himself. In the end, there was nothing he could do. That feeling was as torturous as ants gnawing at her heart. Baya was in so much pain that she couldn't breathe. If she could save him, she was willing to give up everything. The guards at the door checked their bodies and confiscated their phones. After confirming that there was nothing on them, they let them in. She saw Zhou Hailan in the prison. She was in good spirits. There was a smile on her lips and she looked relaxed. Baya frowned. This was not a good sign. "Deputy Chief Su, can I have a word with her alone? Please turn off the camera." "Sure," Shen Yiyan said directly. "This is not in line with the rules." Su Jing refused. "Rules are made by people. What are you worried about?" Shen Yiyan asked him back. "All right, you can talk to her alone, but you can't turn off the camera." Su Jing sold Shen Yiyan a favor and turned to leave. Only Shen Yiyan's people and Zhou Hailan were left in the room. Shen Yiyan and the others walked out of the room. Only Baya and Zhou Hailan were left in the room. Baya walked to Zhou Hailan. "I came to tell you something." "Baya." As soon as Baya spoke, Zhou Hailan recognized her voice. Baya smiled. "There's something you don't know. I'm Mr. Tang's granddaughter. You might not know who Mr. Tang is, and you don't care about him. But there's a girl with him. She's the granddaughter of my grandmother's sister. She looks like me. Before I came, I called Su Jiran. He told me that Ling is a romantic by nature. He's still a blank piece of paper when it comes to love. He's so cute and lively like a fairy from heaven. Maybe I'm right. He's just obsessed with Baya. He doesn't love Baya at all. He's found a woman he loves now, so don't call him anymore, no matter if I'm Gu Lingqing's or Shen Yiyan's." "Why are you telling me this?" Zhou Hailan frowned. "When a person dies, there's nothing left. Maybe, even memories don't exist. Love." Baya smiled. "For me, dying with the person I love is a good choice. At least, my heart is at peace." Baya turned around. Chapter 476. Baya walked out of the room. Shen Yiyan and Su Jing were standing at the door. She looked at Shen Yiyan. Her eyes were clear like flowing light. "Let's go and see Gu Lingqing," Shen Yiyan said in a low voice. We can't meet Gu Lingqing alone, Su Zheng said cautiously. I won't. Shen Yiyan was a little annoyed. Lead the way. Su Zheng was dissatisfied with Shen Yiyan's tone. He held back his temper and led the way. They went to the next floor. There were 8 guards at the door. Bai Ye's heart sank. Even if this was hell, she wanted to stay and accompany Gu Lingqing. But she also knew that Gu Lingqing definitely didn't want her to stay. He should be the most worried about her. The guards opened the door and they entered together. Bai Ye saw Gu Lingqing sitting in the darkness. His posture was still straight and cold like a statue. He lowered his eyes and seemed to be in deep thought. Bai Ye grabbed the railing impulsively and called out softly, Lingqing. Gu Lingqing heard Bai Ye's voice and rushed to the railing. He held Bai Ye's hand. His eyes were so deep that there was pain. He said pitifully, Why are you here? Gu Lingqing, don't worry about me. I'm fine, Bai Ye said softly. Gu Lingqing responded with a deep voice. His eyes were filled with reluctance. Xiaoya, if something happens to me this time, remember to live well. Our child still needs you to take care of him. Bai Ye's eyes turned red instantly. If he died, how could she live on? She didn't want to live alone. But she didn't want him to worry about her here. She wiped her tears. Okay, but I'll knead your ashes into clay figurines and put them beside the bed. When I die, I'll take you with me. Gu Lingqing chuckled. Okay, I'll listen to you. Yes, yes. Clearing his throat, Su Zheng looked at Shen Yiyan and said sarcastically, Since when did the president become a matchmaker? It's not a big deal to meet him. Shen Yiyan looked at them solemnly. Can we go now? Otherwise, it won't make sense, Su Zheng urged. Bai Ye was the first to let go. She had already mentally prepared herself. Regardless of life or death, they would be together and would not be separated. There was no need for her to linger for a few more seconds. Moreover, it would put Shen Yiyan in a difficult position. Don't worry about me, and I won't worry about you. We won't worry about each other, okay? Bai Ye said softly. Gu Lingqing nodded. I'm sorry. We've dragged each other down for so long. It doesn't matter who's wronged who anymore, because we'll both forgive each other, right? Bai Ye said with a smile. She wanted to be carefree and not let the other party worry, but she couldn't control her tears. Yes, Gu Lingqing answered in a low voice. His eyes were dark. Bai Ye turned around and walked out of the room first. She ran, afraid that Gu Lingqing would hear her crying. She ran so fast that she almost fell. A man held her up. Bai Ye looked up at him and shook off his hand with hatred. She glared at him and said coldly, You don't need to pretend to be kind. Xiaoya, is it really you? Su Jiran looked at Bai Ye's face in shock. Bai Ye twitched the corner of her mouth. You're surprised that I'm not dead, right? I don't want you to die, Su Jiran said in a low voice. Treat Ling well. She walked past him and headed outside. Shen Yiyan also saw Su Jiran. She works for Gu Lingqing, Su Jiran said with certainty. You should also know that she's Lu Shuang's friend. Shen Yiyan patted Su Jiran's shoulder and walked out. In the car. Bai Ye didn't say anything. She looked down and was in a daze. After a long time, she asked, When will Gu Lingqing go to the military court? If nothing goes wrong, it should be tomorrow. If he's sentenced to death, when will the execution take place? Bai Ye asked calmly. They're afraid that a long delay will bring trouble. The latest is the day after tomorrow, Shen Yiyan said in a low voice and looked at Bai Ye. She was so strong that it was worrying. Do me a favor. Bai Ye looked at Shen Yiyan. Shen Yiyan had a bad feeling. What? If Gu Lingqing dies, I won't survive either. Please bury us together. I'll tell you the address tomorrow. Please bury us there, Baiya said calmly. You have a child. You don't want the child in your belly. Do you have the heart to let the child die with you? Shen Yan said in surprise. When we get there, we'll still be a family of 3. Gu Lingqing and I will love it very much. When a person dies, there'll be nothing left. You told me this. Have you forgotten? Shen Yan frowned. What if living every day is a pain? Is there still a need to live? Baiya asked. Baiya, you can't be so irresponsible. Love isn't everything. You still have a child to take care of, Shen Yan persuaded her. I don't have a father, a mother, or a sister. I'm the only child and his adoptive parents are taking care of him. Everyone has their own fate. When I was young, I lived alone. I've had enough. Are you willing to help? If you're not willing, I'll find someone else. Baiya turned her face away. Do you have to give up on yourself? In my impression, you've always been strong. So strong that even I admire you, Shen Yan persuaded her. Baiya looked down. Strong. On the other hand, it meant that she had suffered a lot. She didn't want to fight against the heavens anymore. She was tired. She leaned on the chair and closed her eyes. I'm strong because he's here. Without him, my world won't exist. What's the use of being strong? Don't die, Shen Yan said in a low voice. Baiya didn't say anything. She didn't want to see Song Shiyu's sad face when she went back. She went straight to the ship and lay on the bed to rest. She slept intermittently in a daze, but her heart would always be woken up by the pain. She had a dream. With a bang, the bullet went through his head. He fell in front of her and said to her, "Live on." Her heart felt like it was being cut by a knife. She opened her eyes. The dream was too real. It was so real that even when she thought about it, her heart still hurt. She looked at her phone. It was 3 a.m. She came out of the cabin and stood at the head of the bed, looking at the lighthouse. If Gu Lingqing was by her side now, he would definitely help her put on her clothes. She was greedy for his warmth. A fierce look shot out of her eyes. She called Ling Shuai. Ling Shuai awaits orders. Ling Shuai's voice was full of energy. Help me kidnap someone. Remember, only success is allowed. Don't fail. Let the people from the dark shadows do it. Don't expose yourself, Baiya ordered. Yes, kidnap who? The people from the dark shadows are on standby, Ling Shuai reported. Ling, I'll send her photo to your phone later. Use the Heaven's Eye to find out where she is. Remember, Su Jiran should also have the Heaven's Eye. Don't let him find out it's you, Baiya ordered. Yes. Chapter 477. Baiya stood at the bow of the boat and put on a white windbreaker. However, her face was still numb from the cold. She looked to the east. The sky slowly turned white and red. The sun came out of the clouds and shone brightly. No matter what the result was, she should go to the military court and accompany Gu Lingqing on his last journey. Perhaps, this would be the last chance for them to meet. She turned around and saw Zhang Xingyu standing on the dock with Little White in his arms. He was looking at her worriedly. Baiya brushed her teeth, washed up, and changed her clothes before walking out. Baiya rubbed the puppy's head and said thoughtfully, Zhang Xingyu, I'll leave Little White to you from now on. You and the chief will definitely be safe. Nothing will happen to you. Zhang Xingyu comforted Baiya. It didn't have a good life when it was with me. Now, I don't have the ability to take care of it. Baiya raised her head and looked at Zhang Xingyu. Didn't Ning succeed? Zhang Xingyu looked troubled. We found out through the third eye that Su Jiran hit Oling. We don't know where Oling is now. Baiya twitched the corner of her mouth. Maybe this is God's will. Forget it. Let the people from Aning come back. There's no time now. Even if there is, we still have to worry about the traps set by Su Jiran. We will do our best and fight until the last moment. Zhang Xingyu said with certainty. Whatever. Where's Gu Lingqing? When will he go to the military court? Baiya asked. If there are no accidents, at 10 o'clock in the morning. Can you arrange for me to go to the hearing? Baiya asked. Zhang Xingyu nodded. You, old madam, and Chief Leng can go back. The others can't go. I'm here to pick you up. Baiya responded and picked up the puppy. Let's go. The military court was arranged in the cabinet office. The judge was Hui Chuani, and the judges were Shen Yen, Su Jing, Lin Shatong, and Xing Dongqing. The 5 magnates were all present. It could be seen that they were really Gu Lingqing, and they were very important. Baiya was sitting in the first row. Gu Lingqing had not come out yet. Song Shiyu held on to Baiya's hand nervously. Lingqing should be fine, right? He didn't do anything bad. It's impossible for him to have done anything bad. Why would he go to the military court? Baiya was unusually calm. After a while, Gu Lingqing came out. He looked deeply at Baiya, and Baiya smiled at him. There was no unusual excitement, and he was already calm about the outcome. Gu Lingqing walked to the defendant's stand. Excuse me, General Gu Lingqing, did you participate in a rescue mission 8 years ago? In this mission, all your comrades died. Only Xia He, you, and Zhou Hailan were left, Su Jing asked directly. Yes. Gu Lingqing did not deny it. Excuse me, did you instigate Zhou Hailan to kill other station mates because someone knew that you had an organization behind you, and that organization did illegal things for you? Su Jing followed up with another question. No, Gu Lingqing answered directly. Let Zhou Hailan go, Su Jing said in a deep voice. The door opened, and someone pushed Zhou Hailan over. Baiya did not turn his head. Song Shiyu was more emotional. He rushed up and questioned, I've been so good to you. Why did you frame my son? Guards, maintain order, Xing Dongqing said sternly. A guard immediately chased Song Shiyu out. Baiya looked at Xing Dongqing. He was younger than she thought, around 35 years old. He was not considered handsome, but he had a good temperament. His eyes were sharp, and he looked like a male chauvinist. He was the kind of person who was headstrong and arrogant, full of ambition and killing. Zhou Hailan, did you listen to Gu Lingqing's orders and kill Xing Jinghu, and the others? Su Jing asked sharply. Zhou Hailan looked at Baiya. Baiya looked at her calmly. She glanced around and looked at Su Jing. I don't know what you're talking about. What? Su Jing was shocked. He looked at Zhou Hailan in surprise. Didn't you say that Gu Lingqing asked you to kill them? I have a recording here. I also said that Su Jiran asked me to do it. I have a recording too, Zhou Hailan said lightly. How dare you? You're fooling around with the law. Who was it? Who asked you to kill them? Su Jing stood up angrily and pointed at Zhou Hailan. I remember now. It's you. You asked me to do it because you hate Gu Lingqing. Gu Lingqing dumped your daughter, so you asked me to lie and frame Gu Lingqing, Zhou Hailan said with his eyes wide open. I think you're crazy. You're spouting nonsense. Su Jing was so angry that he glared at him. Crazy. Zhou Heilan's eyes were locked. She held her stomach and said anxiously, "Where's my child? My child." Su Jing frowned. "What do you mean? My child, where's my child? They injected drugs into me and asked me to frame Gu Lingqing. Why didn't I know anything? I'm innocent. I don't know anything." Zhou Hailan squatted down and held his head. He was trembling and in a daze. "Su Jing, so you asked her to frame Gu Lingqing?" Bai Yi stood up and looked at Su Jing sharply. "Nonsense. This woman is crazy. How can you believe her words?" Su Jing immediately refuted. "She's crazy now, but she wasn't crazy before. There's a recording of what she said." Xing Dongqing frowned. "Do you think she said it was Su Jiran's order or Gu Lingqing's order?" Bai Yi asked Xing Dongqing. "Didn't you kidnap her son and force her to say that Su Jiran did it so that you could frame Su Jiran?" Xing Dongqing said impatiently. "Sirs, please recall a detail." If this was done by Gu Lingqing, Xia he would have been in Gu Lingqing's hands long ago, and Xia he was wanted as a spy. Why didn't he just kill Xia he and let the whole thing sink? Bai Yi asked. Gu Lingqing's thoughts are too deep. He probably did it to frame Su Jiran, Xing Dongqing said. Why would he frame Su Jiran? You, on the other hand, why do you insist that it was done by Gu Lingqing instead of Su Jiran? Could it be that you're the boss behind Su Jiran, the big boss behind that organization? Bai Yi said straightforwardly. A murderous look flashed through Xing Dongqing's eyes. He said sternly, "How dare you? Otherwise, I really can't think of any reason why Gu Lingqing would frame Su Jiran," Bai Yi said fearlessly. Back then, Gu Lingqing stole Su Jiran's ex-wife, and Su Jiran stole Gu Lingqing's ex-wife. They had a grudge against each other. Everyone knows about this, Xing Dongqing said confidently. Chapter 478. But Xing Dongqing still wanted to say something, but Shen Yiyan swept a sharp light at him. Xing Dongqing, shut up. Shen Yiyan was the first to stand up and walk towards the door. The guard at the door opened the door, and he disappeared into the light. Bai Yi's tense nerves relaxed. She looked at Gu Lingqing and rushed towards him. She had really, already, thought of death. Unexpectedly, Zhou Hailan really betrayed her at the last moment. Gu Lingqing jumped out from the defendant's stand and hugged Bai Yi. Gu Lingqing. Bai Yi shouted. Her voice was choked with sobs. Yes, Gu Lingqing replied. He lowered his head and kissed her forehead. She really liked it. She really liked the word, yes, that he said. She felt that it could warm her heart and her whole body, even in the cold winter. She hugged him tightly, and tears of joy flowed down her face. Gu Lingqing wiped her tears and said softly, "You didn't sleep last night, did you?" "I did. I dreamed that you died, and then I couldn't sleep again," Bai Yi said while crying. She wiped her tears and looked at him with red eyes. Lingqing, Song Shiyu shouted. Gu Lingqing also hugged Song Shiyu. "I'm fine." Bai Yi looked at Xing Dongqing. Xing Dongqing glared at her and left angrily. Su Jing walked over and said, "Congratulations." Song Shiyu glanced at Su Jing and said, "What are you congratulating me for? Didn't you want Lingqing to die just now? We've been friends for so many years, and you actually did this. It's just a routine." "Sorry." Su Jing said goodbye and quickly left. Bai Yi looked at Su Zhang's back. In this world, there were really no eternal friends, and there were no eternal enemies. Everyone had a scale in their heart. Su Jing pretended to be sanctimonious. Everything he did just now was to kill Gu Lingqing. He took her by the hand and went out. She saw Su Jiran. Su Jiran was actually at the door. If she guessed correctly, when Zhou Hailan looked around, she should be looking for Su Jiran. Maybe she didn't see Su Jiran, so she betrayed them. Because she knew that if she bit Gu Lingqing to death, she would also die. She would only survive if she was still useful. Only by surviving would he be able to see Su Jiran. Can I talk to you in private? Su Jiran looked at Baiya deeply. Gu Lingqing held Baiya's hand tightly. Baiya nodded to Gu Lingqing. Gu Lingqing let go of her hand. I'll wait for you outside. Baiya replied. Su Jiran walked towards the entrance of the corridor. Baiya followed behind him. They went into the corridor together. Su Jiran looked at her and didn't say anything. You said that you wanted to talk to me in private. Don't tell me that you just want to look at me. Baiya asked. Have all the poison in your body been cured? Su Jiran asked. I changed my bone marrow. I came back after emergency treatment. Baiya didn't want to tell him, so she said ambiguously. I didn't really want to kill you back then. I just wanted to keep you by my side, Su Jiran explained. Maybe it's fate. Now that you've met Ling, it's your reward for waiting for her for so many years. After all, she's very similar to me. She also likes your face. You two are a match made in heaven. In the future. Don't look at the bowl. Think about the pot. You've slept with so many women. So what? You were comfortable at the time. After that, you can leave something in your memory. Your money isn't easy to earn either. In this life, you just want to find that one person. When you're with him, you won't feel lonely, Baiya said softly. If Gu Lingqing dies, you'll die with him, right? Su Jiran asked. Whether we live or die, we'll be together, Baiya said with certainty. Su Jiran's eyes were filled with pain. He looked at her deeply. If I cherished you back then, maybe I would have found someone to be with for the rest of my life. Give up on what others have and cherish what you have now. You can still find someone to accompany you for the rest of your life. The human heart is mutual. If you treat others well, others will treat you well too. If you treat others sincerely, others will treat you sincerely too. I seem to have missed the most precious thing, Su Jiran said regretfully. It's God's will. Xiaoya, do you hate me? Su Jiran asked, clenching his fists. He realized that he was very nervous about this answer. I hope that in this life, I've never seen you, and I don't know you, Baiya said calmly. Su Jiran took a step back and looked at Baiya sadly. Baiya smiled. Her smile was very faint, like the plum blossoms in the snow in winter. Thank you for letting Gu Lingqing go. I'm afraid that you'll die, Su Jiran said in a low voice. Baiya nodded and turned around. Su Jiran held her wrist. Baiya looked at him. You already have a Ling, don't be half-hearted in the future. Just like what you said, she's still a blank piece of paper, innocent and romantic. You can compose beautiful music on it. But you don't have love for me anymore. Su Jiran lowered his arm. Was it too late for him to take back those words? When he saw Ling, he was very excited. She was very similar to Baiya. He thought that Baiya was dead, so he deliberately said that to Wu Nian. However, he had been in contact with Ling for 2 days. He had already confirmed that the girl was not what he wanted. She was just a child. He could not communicate with her spiritually. She was no different from the women he used to play with. He was tired of playing now. He just wanted to find a woman he loved to settle down with. He envied Gu Lingqing. He was very envious. Baiya could do anything for him. If he could also do anything for Baiya, would she accept him one day? She was very smart. Just now, she actually guessed that he deliberately let Gu Lingqing go. She could feel his sincerity, right? Su Jian watched Baiya leave. He could only watch her leave. Baiya walked out of the cabinet and saw Gu Lingqing. He was standing in front of the car, waiting for her. She walked towards him. He patted her head. Are you hungry? Mom has booked a restaurant. I called Zhang Xingyu and the rest over. Let's have a meal together. We'll go back to sleep after that. Baiya smiled. Sure, let's celebrate your safe return. Gu Lingqing had won the hearts of the people. So when something happened to him, many people worked for him. He was also worthy of the trust and sacrifice of others. She got into the car. Madam is still the best. Chief Lang and I can only be anxious, Zhang Xingyu praised. Gu Lingqing looked at Baiya. How did you convince Zhou Hailan? It's not me, it's Su Jian. Let's not talk about this first. Now that Zhou Hailan is in custody, she's a ticking time bomb that could explode at any time, Baiya said worriedly. I'll ask around. Zhang Xingyu immediately made a call. I hope it's not in Xing Dongqing's hands, Baiya sighed. It shouldn't be. Su Zheng, Xing Dongqing, and I are all involved. It's most likely with Shen Yan, Gu Lingqing guessed. Chapter 479. Baiya heaved a sigh of relief. Shen Yan doesn't want anything to happen to you. He needs you to keep Xing Dongqing in check. Xing Dongqing is overbearing. Shen Yan can't control him anymore. Once Xing Dongqing runs for the presidency in 2 years, Shen Yan will be the first to suffer, Gu Lingqing analyzed. So, it's the best choice for Shuang Niu to leave. Given her personality, she's not suited to be involved in politics. Baiya sighed. She looked at Gu Lingqing and her eyes darkened. There were some words that shouldn't be said at this time. After all, his comrades had come over and asked him to leave with her. Today's gathering would be too sad. It would be better to wait until they went back. Gu Lingqing held Baiya's hand tightly. They looked at each other. There were thousands of words that he wanted to say. He wanted her to leave. He wanted to protect her. But he knew that she wouldn't want to. If she didn't want to, she would bury him and run away. He understood her. So, he took a step back and compromised. He didn't want to say anything. Baiya leaned on Gu Lingqing's shoulder. She took a deep breath and looked ahead. The sun was really good today. The sunlight shone in through the window and fell on their bodies. It was warm. She closed her eyes. She just wanted to close her eyes. She didn't want to. She really fell asleep. Gu Lingqing kissed her on the forehead. He let her lie on his body. He held her shoulder with his other hand, afraid that she would fall. Soon, they arrived at the restaurant. Mom, you go up first. Take care of them. I'll get a room in a nearby hotel. Xiao Nian can sleep for a while, Gu Lingqing said in a low voice. This girl is more rational and stronger than me. It really makes my heart ache. Song Shiyu looked at Baiya and sighed. She opened the door and went out. Gu Lingqing carried Baiya. Baiya opened her eyes. We're here. I'll take you to the hotel to sleep for a while, Gu Lingqing said softly. No, just for a while. I need to eat too. Put me down, Baiya said. Gu Lingqing put her down and looked at her worriedly. He remembered that it was the same last time. She accompanied him and almost had a miscarriage. He was worried about her body. Baiya patted him on the shoulder. I just slept for a while, and I feel much better. My stomach doesn't hurt, so I'm fine. Let's go, your brothers are waiting for you. She put her arm around his and pulled him along. Gu Lingqing gazed at her tiny figure. It seems that I still owe you a wedding. When we go back this time, let's pick a good day and have a wedding. Let's talk about this when we get back. There's no hurry. Bai Yi did not agree directly. What she really wanted was to leave with him as soon as possible. They went in together. Bai Yi glanced around. There were 2 tables of people in the same private room. They didn't seem to be from the shadows. When she thought about it, it made sense. How could the shadows be exposed to the public? They should be Gu Lingqing's subordinates in the military. Chief, Madam Chief. Ling Shuang saluted them. Among them, Ling Shuang seemed to have the highest position. When the others saw Ling Shuang saluting them, they also saluted. Gu Lingqing smiled slightly. Everyone has worked hard. You don't have to be as restrained here as in the military. Sure. Ling Shuang laughed and looked at Bai Yi. Madam Chief is really amazing. If it wasn't for you, I was prepared to drive a plane and a tank to save Chief. Now, it's the best. We didn't use force to save Chief. Ha ha ha, we even turned the tables on Su Jing and Xing Dongqing. This is a good fight. Bai Yi twitched the corner of her mouth. Her smile was very faint. Others saw her success and recognition, but she knew clearly that it was a coincidence. If it wasn't for the fact that Su Jiran did not go in, Zhou Hailan would not be able to see him in the end and would be disheartened. If Su Jiran could repay Zhou Hailan a little, based on Zhou Hailan's character, he would definitely die for Su Jiran in exchange for him remembering her. Actually, she couldn't understand Zhou Hailan's feelings for Su Jiran. She knew that Su Jiran had many women. She also knew that Su Jiran didn't love her. Wasn't this kind of love sick? However, love was like drinking water. There was no need for others to comment on it. Gu Lingqing hugged her and sat down. Zhang Xingyu praised, "You might not know this, but the dishes cooked by Madam Chief are top-notch, especially the fish soup. I miss fish soup so much. We promised to have fish soup. Then I'll order some fish soup for you later," Ling Shui said. How can the fish soup in a restaurant be as delicious as Madam Chief's fish soup? It's so fragrant that it leaves a lingering aftertaste. If you don't believe me, you can ask Chief Leng. Chief Leng has tasted it too, Zhang Xingyu flattered. Everyone looked at Ling Shui. Ling Shui nodded. It's indeed delicious. That all-fish banquet is the best I've ever had in my position. I still remember it, and I don't think I'll forget it in the future. Bai Yi was embarrassed by their compliments. It's better if it's fish. We want to eat it too, the soldiers said together. Then come to my place for fish soup tomorrow night. I fish during the day. In winter, I cook the fish in the lake and it's especially delicious, Bai Yi said with a smile. At night? You still need the chief's approval. Ling Shui looked at Gu Lingqing. Come over tomorrow night. But after you're full, you have to go back for urgent training at night. No one is allowed to drink. Also, I have a mission for you tomorrow night, Gu Lingqing said in a low voice. Yes, Chief. Chief. The soldiers saluted him again. Eating with a group of male soldiers made one's blood boil easily. It was also full of youthful energy and happiness. But, sometimes their jokes were a little dirty. Bai Yi had always been a thin-skinned person. Gu Lingqing cleared his throat. Be careful, there's a lady here. Oh, ha ha ha. The soldiers burst into laughter. It was a suggestive laughter. Bai Yi didn't know what they were laughing about. His intuition told him that there was a hidden meaning behind it. You guys continue eating. I'll go back with Xiaoyan first. You're not allowed to drink. Otherwise, you'll be punished according to military law. Gu Lingqing helped Bai Yi stand up. Our chief is a real man. He can't hold it in so quickly. Don't talk nonsense. Let's go back to sleep, Gu Lingqing corrected. Oh, sleep. They started jeering again. I'm really going to sleep. Don't think too much. The chief's wife is pregnant. Zhang Xingyu helped to explain. Chief, you're amazing. She's pregnant. Well, if she's pregnant, she can only do it after 3 months, right? Chief, be gentle. Ah. They were jeering again. Ignore them, Gu Lingqing said softly to Bai Yi. He hugged her and turned around. She heard their last conversation. I don't think Madam's pregnant for 3 months. Wouldn't the chief suffocate to death? The chief is full of vigor. What do you know? I don't have a microphone, but I still have my throat. Ah. Throat. Your mouth. Idiot. Ha 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 ha. She blushed. She didn't know if Gu Lingqing heard her. Chapter 480. Bai Yi leaned in Gu Lingqing's arms as she slept. She had a dream. In the dream, she was on a boat with Gu Lingqing. Gu Lingqing had brought her to a safe island. The island was filled with birds and flowers, but there was no one else. Gu Lingqing wanted to leave. She begged bitterly. But when she woke up, he still left. She looked at his silhouette as he left the boat. She felt sad and lonely. She did not have the courage to continue living, so she slowly walked into the sea. Her heart was still hurting as though it was being cut by a knife. When she opened her eyes, tears were streaming down her face. She saw Gu Lingqing still lying beside her. He should be very tired, but he was still asleep. She looked at him for a very, very long time. The sky turned from day to night. Gu Lingqing slowly woke up. When he saw Bai Yi looking at him, he smiled. You're awake. Gu Lingqing, let's leave this place, okay? Bai Yi said gently. Gu Lingqing paused and remained silent. Bai Yi waited for his answer with her eyes. Time ticked by. Long, she had a kind of cold feeling, a shiver. He lowered his head and cleared his forehead. Then, he got out of bed. Without him around, she felt even colder. She covered herself with the blanket and stood up. Gu Lingqing's back was facing her. He said in a deep voice, Xiaoya, I can't leave. Her heart skipped a beat. She recalled the contents of the dream and her hands trembled slightly. What if I ask for it? Gu Lingqing put on his coat and buckled the belt. He turned around and looked at her. He was brave and strong. Bai Yi, what do you like about me? Bai Yi's eyes flickered. She liked him. He was righteous, manly, responsible, fearless, courageous, and loyal. But, if these qualities would kill him, she would rather he become timid, weak, and selfish. People were really contradictory. She did not speak, her eyes red. Gu Lingqing walked towards her and put a thick down jacket on her. Xing Dongxing wants to deal with me, not because there's a grudge between us, but because he sees me as a stumbling block. Do you think that if I leave, he will trust me? Based on how cautious and vengeful he is, I'm already on his death list. It's just that my death will be slightly delayed. If I leave, the first to suffer will be Ling Shuo, followed by Ning, the people who ate with us today, and everyone in the military. After that, it'll be everyone else who's competing with him. After he gets the position, it'll be Shen Yin and me. Such a cruel and ambitious person had become the leader of the country, and the innocent people had been harmed. Perhaps, people from other countries had also been harmed. My retreat is not peace, but a greater slaughter. Suppose I was sentenced to death, what do you think my brothers would do? Baya sat motionless on the bed and let him help her zip up her pants. She understood that she was selfish, but, when faced with his life and death, she couldn't be a philanthropist. Tears rolled down her cheeks and landed on the back of his hand. Gu Lingqing sighed and wiped her tears with his thumb. Xiaoya, now, we can't be safe even if we leave. Even if we leave, I won't be at ease for the rest of my life if I know that my brother has died. My parents won't be proud of me. I remember you said that there are things that we should do and things that we shouldn't. What we should do, we shouldn't run away, right? Gu Lingqing said in a low voice. Baya tasted her salty tears and nodded. Her heart was sour and bitter, as if there was a heavy stone pressing on it. She was almost out of breath. She rested her forehead on Gu Lingqing's shoulder and cried, "Why do we have to work so hard? You've said it before, 9 out of 10 things in life don't go your way. Perhaps, only after experiencing hardship can you see the rainbow. Only with more pain can you find happiness." He placed his hand on her waist and comforted her. Baya hugged the back of his neck and just hugged him. Gu Lingqing stood there with a good temper. "We'll get through this. From today onwards, we'll be careful with every step we take." Baya looked up at him. "No, not only do we have to be careful with every step we take, we have to take the initiative and wait for death. Just being careful won't defeat the other party." Gu Lingqing nodded. "Okay. I know that from now on, I have to prepare for the presidential election in 2 years. I can't let Xing Dongqing do it, and I can't let Shen Yan do it either. Xing Dongqing knows too many secrets of the Shen family. With the Shen family around, Xing Dongqing will have an umbrella to protect him. Let's think about it. I think that Zhou Hailan is a bomb to us, and he will also be a bomb to Xing Dongqing. What do you think about this?" Baya asked. "Shen Yan won't let Xing Dongqing take him away. He has a thorough analysis of the situation. Otherwise, he won't let me go," Gu Lingqing said in a low voice. Baya took a deep breath. In her dream, Gu Lingqing did the same. He left resolutely. She had expected it. This was Gu Lingqing. But there was still a 1% fantasy. She also knew that if he wanted to leave, she would follow in his footsteps even if she had to die. Gu Lingqing was too kind, and he valued relationships too much. In fact, this was his biggest problem. Then, she would make up for this loophole. "Didn't you say that you're going to prepare for my wedding? You can start preparing now. Also, I will ask Shen Yan to let me enter the cabinet. There are many wives of key officials in the cabinet. My wife's pillow talk is more useful than the suggestions of 100 subordinates," Baya said with certainty. "Your current physical condition is not suitable for you to work hard," Gu Lingqing said worriedly. "You know that if you don't let me do anything, I will be more anxious. I know my physical condition. I promise you, I will take care of my health and give birth to a healthy and chubby child," Baya promised. "I don't want you to be too tired. I won't let myself be too tired. I just want to live a fulfilling life. I want to make every day meaningful," Baya said with a smile. "Tell me immediately if you feel the slightest discomfort," Gu Lingqing said in a low voice. Baya nodded. "Okay." He held her hand. "Are you hungry? Let's go out for dinner first. I have a meeting at the military base tonight. Also, I need to follow up on the jewelry. I won't be back early today. Remember to sleep early." Okay. If there's anything special, I will report to you again," Baya said with a smile. They went downstairs together. "You're up," Song Shiyu said with a smile. "It's time for dinner." Zhang Xingyu was there too. Other than him, there was a tall and skinny girl with short hair standing next to him. She wore a black suit and had tanned skin. She looked very capable. She saluted to Gu Lingqing. Reporting to Chief. Number 7328 Lin Shulan reporting for duty. Gu Lingqing nodded and said to Bai Ye, when I'm not around, she will follow you. She will be your personal assistant. She will be in charge of your daily life, food, and safety. Chapter 481. Gu Lingqing made a call. When it was time for dinner, he asked the military helicopter to pick him up. Bai Ye thought of something. Gu Lingqing, according to Xing Dongqing's habits, if he can't deal with someone, he'll murder them. So, don't let him know your habits. If you're not in a hurry, you should drive to the military today. Change the method every day. Increase the number of helicopters. The enemy won't be able to tell the difference, so he won't do anything. Gu Lingqing nodded. That's a good idea. If possible, you see, only your cronies will know whether you can go through the underground secret passage. Moreover, the secret passage is unimpeded, and you can save time going to the military. When you become the president in the future, there will be many people who want to kill you, so this protection measure must be done, Bai Ye reminded him. Gu Lingqing nodded. That's a good idea. Bai Ye held Gu Lingqing's hand. Let me do a psychological test on your trusted aides. Or rather, all of them. It'll be easier for those closest to you to get close to you. Gu Lingqing smiled. I've made an appointment with you a long time ago, but you haven't been free. I'll make arrangements. Why don't you come with me to the military for a while? Okay, but there's no rush. Oh yeah, buy more cars in the garage. One model, one color, and you can change the license plates. Also, have more people around you. Also, make sure you catch them off guard. You have to be careful, Bai Ye said worriedly. I'll be careful, Gu Lingqing said. Then, wifey, how do you want me to go to the military today? You've already called for a helicopter. Let's take a car. Check if there are any bombs before you go. Is that okay? Bai Ye said. I'll listen to you, Gu Lingqing said. After dinner, Bai Ye heard the roar of the helicopter. Call the pilot and ask him to lower his body. We'll make a dummy and tie it to the rope ladder. He'll pull it up, Bai Ye said. Gu Lingqing nodded. Although she felt that Bai Ye was being too careful, it was good that she could be at ease. After a while, the rope ladder was lowered and Bai Ye placed the dummy on it. She used Gu Lingqing's clothes and trousers, which were wrapped with a pillow and a mop. Her head was also a pillow. She wrapped a scarf around the pillow, put on a hat, and tied it to the rope ladder. She watched as her family was pulled onto the helicopter. Not this one, Bai Ye said. Don't drive this one. Change to another one, Bai Ye said. Zhang Xingyu glanced at Gu Lingqing. Gu Lingqing nodded. Zhang Xingyu went to the garage and drove the car that Gu Tianhang had driven previously. As soon as the car stopped in front of Gu Lingqing, Bai Ye heard a thud and subconsciously looked at the sky. The whole plane exploded in the sky. Bai Ye's face instantly turned pale. He looked at Gu Lingqing with trepidation. Gu Lingqing also frowned, glanced around, picked up the phone, and called Leng Shuai. Check the third eye. 4 to 5 kilometers away from my house, 5:00. Anyone suspicious will be apprehended. Beware, he is armed with a dangerous weapon. In addition, something happened to the pilot who came over this time. Find him quickly. After Gu Lingqing hung up the phone, Bai Ye held Gu Lingqing's hand. He really wanted to kill you, and he did it so openly. Gu Lingqing also held Bai Ye's hand tightly. He still remembered that Bai Ye was too careful, but if it wasn't for that, he would have been smashed into pieces. His pilot was also dead in the plane. F***ck, he actually used a cannon to bomb the plane. This Xing Dongqing is too shameless. Chief, just say the word and we'll twist his head off, Zhang Xingyu said angrily. If I use assassination, what difference is there between us? Gu Lingqing didn't agree with such methods. If we want him to step down, we have to do it in an upright manner. Bai Yi knew that Gu Lingqing wouldn't use despicable methods. He would definitely be at a disadvantage if he did that. Those who cared about their reputation would always lose to those who didn't. Moreover, we can't be sure if Xing Dongqing did it. Maybe someone wants to frame him, Gu Lingqing analyzed. Bai Yi agreed with that. She looked at Zhang Xingyu. Are you sure you can get close to Xing Dongqing without anyone noticing? I think so. Zhang Xingyu said and looked at Gu Lingqing. We can get close, but it won't be easy to retreat. Xing Dongqing has a lot of people around him. If something happens to Xing Dongqing, it won't be easy for my people to retreat, Gu Lingqing said. We don't need to take his head, but we can't do nothing about it. Also, we can test if it's his people who want to kill you. So, we just need to put the note on his bedside table without anyone noticing. The note said, "Do you have to assassinate me? Let's die together." It'll warn him not to use underhanded methods. It'll also serve as a deterrent, Zhang Xingyu agreed. I'll discuss this with them, Gu Lingqing said in a deep voice. You'll be very busy after such a big incident. Don't come back tonight. I have your people protecting me. Nothing will go wrong. Bai Yi was worried that his body wouldn't be able to take it. I'll strengthen the security here. You'd better not go out. If you want to see someone, let them come in to see you, or let me accompany them. Do you understand? Gu Lingqing said. Bai Yi was going to go out today, but Gu Lingqing said so. If she went out willfully, he would be worried. I'll make a good plan, Bai Yi said. Gu Lingqing's phone rang. He saw that it was a cold call and immediately answered it. Bai Yi saw his serious face and had a bad feeling. Seeing that he hung up the phone, she immediately asked, "What did he say?" That person, after blowing up the plane, he burned himself. The pilot died, Gu Lingqing said seriously. He burned himself. Bai Yi frowned. Can you distinguish the fingerprints and appearance? I've recorded it with the sky eye and entered it into the computer. There's no information about this person. I remember you said before that the people in Xing Dongqing's organization are all men of sacrifice. Those people don't exist in the current population registration, right? Bai Yi asked. Yes, but even if we know the identity of the men of sacrifice, we can't directly convict Xing Dongqing. Bai Yi understood. He really wants to get rid of himself. He has a lot of men of sacrifice in his hands. We must take action. The proposal I just mentioned must be done. Otherwise, if he does this every day, we will also have a lot of casualties, which will affect the morale. Yes, I know. I'll make a plan today. Bai Yi's phone rang. She saw that it was Su Jiran. She hesitated for a moment and answered it. Chapter 482. Bai Yi paused. To be honest, she did not believe that Su Jiran would help her at all. However, he was one of Xing Dongqing's people. If they had his help, they would be like tigers with wings, and they would definitely be able to defeat Xing Dongqing. But why would he help them? This was not in line with Su Jiran's character. He would harm them. Thinking about it, it was not right. If Su Jiran wanted to harm them, he would not have saved Gu Lingqing. If he did not save Gu Lingqing would have been sentenced to death by now, and his reputation would have been tarnished. She believed him a little. Do you have any conditions? Bai Ye asked. Shen Yan was silent. She took a deep breath. If I die, will you come to my grave to see me? Bai Ye was silent. She lowered her eyes, and her long eyelashes covered the emotions in her eyes. I think you know the answer in your heart. There are people working for Xing Dongqing in Gu Lingqing's military base. I'm looking into it. If I'm not wrong, that person is among the people who had lunch with Gu Lingqing today. There are 2 of them. I'll let you know when I find out. Also, Xing Dongqing is furious. According to my understanding of him, he won't let Gu Lingqing go. Su Jiran hung up the phone. Gu Lingqing looked at Bai Ye. Su Jiran called. He said that there are people working for Xing Dongqing in your military base. Those 2 people had lunch with us this afternoon. If this is true, who do you think they are? Bai Ye asked worriedly. Su Jiran's words cannot be trusted. He might be trying to sow discord. Bai Ye held his arm. No matter what, we have to be careful. I'm still worried. I'll go back to the military with you today. Tomorrow, I'll give them a psychological test. Gu Lingqing could tell that Bai Ye was too nervous. The explosion of the plane had made her nervous. Okay, Gu Lingqing replied. The only thing he could do now was to follow her heart and dispel all her worries. In the car, Bai Ye leaned on Gu Lingqing, looked at the air in front of them and sighed. Gu Lingqing held her hand. What's wrong? Gu Lingqing, do you think I'm too nervous? Bai Ye asked. I know you care about me. If you didn't remind me just now, I'm afraid I would have been smashed into pieces. It's better to be safe than sorry. Gu Lingqing comforted him instead. Bai Ye nodded. Maybe it was because she was pregnant, or maybe it was because the explosion of the plane was too shocking to her. Or maybe it was because Su Jiran said that there were 2 of Xing Dongqing's men around him. She was very uneasy. Gu Lingqing might be very cautious against his enemies, but it was hard to guard against the people around him. Moreover, Xing Dongqing was surrounded by men of sacrifice. She had to find the 2 men immediately to be at ease. Her thoughts ran wild and she couldn't fall asleep. The car entered the military base. The guards at the entrance were very cautious. Even if it was his car, they would still check it. They would only let it go after making sure that there was no danger. Soon, they arrived at Gu Lingqing's apartment. The guards opened the car door. Gu Lingqing got out first and held her hand. Chief. The orderly walked out. Chief Lin is waiting for you in your office. Bai Ye saw that the orderly looked familiar. He should be someone who had eaten today. He took something out of his pocket. Maybe it was because he was sensitive. She subconsciously stood in front of Gu Lingqing. The orderly took out a pistol. Bai Ye's heart tightened. Su Jiran was right. There was really a traitor around Gu Lingqing. Moreover, Xing Dongqing had gone crazy and was determined to kill Gu Lingqing. Gu Lingqing moved away from Bai Ye. Bai Ye fell to the ground. He took a big step forward and dodged the gun in the orderly's hand. There was a bang. Bai Ye saw the bullet pass through the back of Gu Lingqing's head. Blood splashed out. Bang! Bang! The orderlies were beaten to death, and Staff Officer Lin, who was in the office, also committed suicide. Gu Lingqing's strong body collapsed with a loud bang. Bai Ye looked at Gu Lingqing, who fell to the ground. Blood stained the ground. He didn't move at all. She stared at him. Her heart stopped at that moment. The world seemed to have lost all color. Her vision went black and she fainted. After a long time, she regained consciousness and opened her eyes. The image of Gu Lingqing being shot in the head flashed in her mind. She must have had a nightmare again. She put on her clothes and got up. She shouted towards the door, Gu Lingqing. Gu Lingqing. Yes. His warm voice sounded in her ear. She raised the corner of her mouth. She knew that he would always be there. Baya walked towards him and said softly, I had a nightmare. I dreamed that you died and the bullet went through your head. Pregnant people seem to have wild thoughts. Silly girl. I will always be here. She heard Gu Lingqing's words and slightly raised the corner of her mouth. The door was pushed open. Song Shiyu stood in front of her. Her eyes were red and swollen from crying. She hugged Baya. Mom, what's wrong? Baya asked in confusion. Xiaoya, you've been in a coma for 5 days. It's just the two of us in the future. Lingqing was buried yesterday. Song Shiyu cried. What buried? Baya looked to the side. In her eyes, Gu Lingqing was smiling at her. His smile was like the sun, giving her a warm feeling. Baya also slightly raised the corner of her mouth. Song Shiyu looked at Baya in surprise. Then, she looked to the side. There was only air beside her. Xiaoya. Song Shiyu shouted. Baya looked at Song Shiyu. What's wrong, Mom? Song Shiyu's tears flowed down. She held Baya's arm. Lingqing, he's dead. A bullet pierced through the back of his head. He couldn't save you. You were in a coma. You weren't even there on the day of his funeral. Baya laughed. Mom, what are you talking about? Lingqing is here. Baya looked to the side. She couldn't see Gu Lingqing. She frowned and rushed out of the door. She shouted in panic, Lingqing, Gu Lingqing, Gu Lingqing, where did you go? Gu Lingqing. She rushed out of the door. Lin Shulan, chase after her. Don't let anything happen to her. I've lost my husband and son. I can't live without my daughter-in-law. Song Shiyu said hurriedly. Lin Shulan immediately chased after her. Baya kept running forward. She went to the lake. She didn't see the tent. She ran further to the entrance of the manor. She didn't see Gu Lingqing either. The clothes he was wearing fell off when he ran. She was only wearing a shirt, but she didn't feel cold at all. Where's Gu Lingqing? Did you see him come back? Baya asked the soldier in the security room. The soldier's eyes were red. He lowered his head. Chapter 483. Who are you talking about? Baya frowned. What are you talking about? I saw him just now. What's wrong with all of you? Baya was angry. It was fine if they didn't help her find him, but they were all talking nonsense. She pushed Lin Shulan away. Young madam, you should know that the chief died in front of you. It was Staff Officer Lin who did it. Staff Officer Lin also committed suicide. Have you forgotten all of this? Lin Shulan cried. The image of Gu Lingqing being shot in the back of his head flashed across Baya's mind. She staggered a few steps back. No, she didn't believe them. None of them hoped for her well. It wasn't easy for her to be with Gu Lingqing. Gu Lingqing was going to leave with her, but he stayed behind to protect others. God wouldn't be so heartless. Before the night of joy passed, there was only an endless abyss left. That was too cruel. What was the point of living? Was it just to go through suffering? She dialed Gu Lingqing's phone. The call was answered. Her tense nerves loosened. Xiaoya. Song Shiyu picked up the phone. Baya's heart skipped a beat. Mom, where's Lingqing? Why isn't Lingqing answering the phone? Xiaoya, he's dead. I know you can't accept it for a while, but this is the truth. Please be okay. You still need to take care of Xiaoyan. You still have a baby in your belly. Don't scare me. Baiya hung up the phone in a panic. She must have dialed the wrong number. She keyed in a series of numbers and dialed it again. Xiaoya. Song Shiyu picked up again. She was so scared that she threw the phone on the ground and looked out of the window in a daze. The sky was gray, and it seemed like it was going to rain. She was in a daze for more than 10 seconds, then picked up the phone on the ground. There was only one person who wouldn't lie to her now. She wanted to ask Alan. Alan wouldn't lie to her. She dialed the number and went out. Hey, Xiaonian, are you okay? Alan asked worriedly. Alan, they told me that Gu Lingqing is dead. I don't believe it. I only believe you. Gu Lingqing is dead. Baiya asked with red eyes. Alan paused. Baiya panicked and threatened, if you lie to me, you will never find a girlfriend in the future. Xiaonian, I went to Gu Lingqing's funeral and saw him lying in the coffin. It's true. He's dead, Alan said in a deep voice. Even you want to lie to me? I saw him just now, Baiya said irritably. Alan didn't say anything. I'm going to ignore you. I promised Gu Lingqing that I would make fish soup, and he would invite his friends to drink it. I'm going fishing. Come tonight if you're happy. If you're not, forget it. When you see Gu Lingqing come back later, you'll feel embarrassed for what you said just now. Baiya hung up the phone. She hung up. She went back and set up the tent alone. She put sponges, mattresses, and quilts in the tent. There was a stove in front of the tent and a table next to it. There were bananas, apples, and water cups on the table. She found some firewood, lit it, and put the kettle on. When everything was done, she realized that there were no earthworms. She was suddenly at a loss. Where are the earthworms? Where are my earthworms? Gu Lingqing, where did you put them? I can't find them. Song Shiyu, Wang Ma, and Lin Shulan all looked at her with tears in their eyes. A person from the dark shadows walked out from the dark and handed the earthworms to Baiya. Baiya saw the earthworms and calmed down a lot. She looked at the person from the dark shadows and smiled. It must be Gu Lingqing who asked you to come. I know he's not dead. How could he be dead, right? The person from the dark shadows didn't say anything. He quietly dug a hole in the ice lake. Baiya put the earthworms on the fishing rod and sat on the tent to fish. Xiaoya. She heard Gu Lingqing's voice and looked to the side. Gu Lingqing smiled at her. You're always making people worry. Go to the tent and stay there. Be careful not to catch a cold. Baiya smiled and shouted to Song Shiyu. Mom, you said Lingqing is dead. How is that possible? He's sitting next to me now. Song Shiyu couldn't hold back. She covered her mouth and turned around. Her tears had already burst out. She squatted down. My condolences, madam. Wang Ma comforted. She couldn't hold back either and hugged Song Shiyu and cried bitterly. Baiya looked at them suspiciously. Mom, they're so weird. She looked to the side and said softly, where did you go just now? I looked everywhere for you. Do you know how worried I was when I couldn't find you? Why are you still smiling? Don't suddenly disappear in the future. You know I can't live without you, okay? Xiaoya. Gu Lingqing looked at her. I won't leave you. I promise. She leaned against his shoulder and her head touched the tent. Baiya looked to the side. There was nothing. Gu Lingqing, Bai Ye shouted. Song Shiyu heard Bai Ye's panicked voice and walked towards Bai Ye. Bai Ye looked up at her pitifully. Mom, Gu Lingqing was still here just now. Did you see him? But in the blink of an eye, I don't know where he went. Did he tell you? Song Shiyu hugged Bai Ye and cried. My silly child, Lingqing, he's really dead. Bai Ye pushed Song Shiyu away. Song Shiyu sat on the ground. Why did you say that? Mom, Lingqing is your son, not your brother's child. Lingqing has always treated you as his biological mother. Did you know that? Is that why you lied to me? Your child died of illness. It has nothing to do with Lingqing. He's just a baby. Bai Ye said in a daze. What did you say? What did you say? Song Shiyu looked at Bai Ye in shock. Lingqing. Bai Ye looked behind Song Shiyu. Tell me that you're not dead. Don't just laugh, okay? Bai Ye stomped her feet anxiously. Young madam, are you crazy? Wang Ma asked Lin Shulan. Young madam, you're so pitiful, Lin Shulan said in tears. Song Shiyu got up in a daze and walked forward. I'm leaving. Why aren't you telling me? Gu Lingqing. Bai Ye was anxious and walked forward. Young madam, be careful, Lin Shulan shouted anxiously. Bai Ye didn't seem to hear him at all. She walked towards the lake and didn't pay attention to her feet. She fell into the hole. As her body sank, she saw Gu Lingqing standing in front of her. She was angrily hitting her shoulder. The water was too big. She couldn't see anything clearly. She only felt someone lifting her out of the water. Her vision went black and she fainted. After some time, she opened her eyes and saw Gu Lingqing sitting beside her. I told you to tell me that you're still alive. Why didn't you tell me? Chapter 484. Bai Ye looked at the old Chinese doctor in confusion. Lingqing, what do you mean? I'm not mentally ill. I've been cured, I promise. I'm not Mr. Gu. I'm a Chinese doctor, the old Chinese doctor said. Bai Ye's heart skipped a beat. She looked down and didn't say anything. Her hand slowly grabbed the blanket. I understand. Thank you, Chinese doctor. Is her body all right? Song Shiyu asked worriedly. Her body is weak and her pulse isn't good. Plus, her emotions are fluctuating. It's not good for the fetus. I'll prescribe some medicine to nourish the fetus, the old Chinese doctor said. Sorry to trouble you. Song Shiyu sent the old Chinese doctor to the door. She turned around and held Bai Ye's cold hand. Xiaoya, I know you don't feel good. I know you love Lingqing. Now that he's dead, you have to take care of yourself. You still have his blood in your womb. Do you want him to die with regrets? Song Shiyu said gently. Bai Ye looked at the blanket blankly and didn't say anything. Song Shiyu was worried about her. Xiaoya, you have to pull yourself together. Xiao Yan is still waiting for you to take care of him. Bai Ye still didn't say anything. Her phone rang but she didn't pick it up either. Song Shiyu looked at Bai Ye worriedly. She picked up the phone and saw that it was cold selling. She picked it up and placed it beside her ear. Madam, it's bad. Xiao Ning went to assassinate Xing Dongqing to avenge the chief. He was caught by Xing Dongqing's men, Ling Ning said anxiously. Bai Ye's eyes trembled. Madam, what should we do now? I believe that Xiao Ning would rather die than surrender. However, Xing Dongqing will definitely make him suffer. We have to save him, Ling Ning said with certainty. Ling Ning, is Gu Lingqing really dead? Baya asked weakly. Yeah. You were unconscious the whole time. We accompanied the chief to the funeral and the burial, Ling Shuai said. Baya understood. The bullet passed through the back of Gu Lingqing's head. It was not a dream, but a reality. Gu Lingqing was really dead. Where is he buried? Baya asked. In the cemetery of martyrs. In the past, I asked him if he died, would knead his ashes into a clay figurine and place it on my bed. He agreed. Zhang Xingyu should have been there and heard it. If you don't believe me, you can ask him, said Baya. You mean, you want to take out the chief's ashes and knead them into the clay figurines? Ling Shuai was surprised. Well, I was just joking with him. After he died, I won't live alone. In our memories, the best days were spent on the island. Please bring our ashes to the island and bury them in our courtyard. That's right, I was just joking with him. I won't live alone after he died. I won't live alone. Well, I was just joking with him. In the future, me, Gu Lingqing, and our child will always be together, Baya said softly. What? Ling Shuai paused. You. What do you mean? In this world, many people die every day, and many people are born. Some fall from their horses, and some rise. In my world, there is only one Gu Lingqing. He is dead, and other things have nothing to do with me, Baya said softly. He was killed by Xing Dongqing. Don't you want to avenge the chief? Ling Shuai asked, confused. Even if I don't avenge him, he won't blame me. After he died, I want to be with him as soon as possible. I don't want to waste time apart. I'm sorry, Ling Shuai. I'm different from you. You have the passion to protect your family and love your country. In my world, there is only him. I'm sorry. Baya apologized. She took a deep breath and looked at Song Shiyu. Song Shiyu's eyes were red. She looked at Baya with tears in her eyes. Baya could only say 3 words. I'm sorry. She remembered that when she was a little girl, she would occasionally read novels and watch television. The people or things in the television or novels would always have a perfect ending. In life, that was not the case. A tragedy would lead to a tragic life. There was no never, no reshuffle. Or perhaps it was because life was too tragic that the perfection of novels and television was more anticipated by others. Born in chaos, dying in peace. That was good. She and Gu Lingqing would never be separated. When he was born, so was she. When he died, so was she. Madam, other than you, is it safe over there? Ling Shuai asked. It should be safe. There's only Mom and me in the room. Here, Gu Lingqing has anti-surveillance equipment. Tell me, Baya said calmly and took the phone from Song Shiyu. The chief isn't dead. It's just a smokescreen to make Xing Dongqing and the rest think that the chief is dead. He's in the Dark Shadow's secret base now, Ling Shuai said in a low voice. Baya was stunned. Her tense body relaxed and tears rolled down her cheeks. She didn't cry today, but at this moment, she couldn't hold back her emotions anymore. She choked and said, I want to see him. I want to see him. I'm worried that Xing Dongqing's people are watching over you. After all, they have the sky eye, Ling Shuai said worriedly. That's easy. You should have a submarine. Neither the sky eye nor the satellite can capture it. I have a boat. We can go according to the normal procedure. I'll take out his ashes and go to the island. I can go down from the propeller at the stern. The satellite can't capture it. You can pick me up in the submarine. No one will know, Baya said anxiously. But can your body take the cold seawater on such a day? Ling Shuai said worriedly. Even if I go in, it'll only take a minute or two. I'll be fine. The occasional cold water stimulation can speed up blood circulation. Don't worry, Baiye said resolutely. Okay, then we'll go according to the normal procedure. I'll handle the matter of your ashes first. Tomorrow, we can take the ashes to the island. I'll go with you. This way, your safety will be guaranteed, Ling Shuai said worriedly. Okay. By the way, if the ashes aren't Gu Lingqing's, whose are they? It's not anyone's. It's just an ordinary pig's ashes, Ling Shuai explained. Baiye understood. Gu Lingqing is fine now, right? The bullet that went into the back of his head was just an act, right? You'll know when you see the chief. But I'm very worried about Xiao Ning's condition. What should we do? Ling Shuai said worriedly. Did Xiao Ning bring a weapon? Baiye asked. Yes. He went to kill Xing Dongqing. After killing Xing Dongqing, he was going to commit suicide. But before he could kill Xing Dongqing, he was captured, Ling Shuai said solemnly. Xing Dongqing must be waiting for us to walk into the trap. Wait for my call. Baiye hung up the phone. Xiao Nian, is Lingqing okay? Song Shiyu asked expectantly. Mom, you must keep this a secret. Otherwise, Lingqing will be in danger, Baiye said. Chapter 485. Baiye called Su Jiran. Su Jiran hung up the phone. She held her phone, deep in thought. Then, her phone rang. She saw that it was Su Jiran's message and immediately opened it. I'm busy now. I'll call you back later. Xiao Nian, you haven't eaten for a few days. You've been suffering from glucose. I'll prepare some food for you now. You have to take care of yourself, Song Shiyu said worriedly. Baiye looked at Song Shiyu. Mom, I haven't eaten for a few days. I can only eat liquid food at first. It has to be light. Okay, I'll prepare it now. Song Shiyu turned around. Mom, you can't tell anyone that Lingqing is still alive, not even Wang Ma. Baiye was worried and reminded her. Song Shiyu nodded. I know. Baiye lifted the blanket, took her clothes, and took her phone. She was worried that she wouldn't be able to answer Su Jiran's call when she took a shower. She took a shower, brushed her teeth, and came out of the bathroom. Song Shiyu had already prepared porridge and poached eggs. Don't forget to dry your hair. If you don't dry your hair in this weather, you'll get headaches when you get old. Okay. Thank you, Mom. Baiye said. Her face was dry, so she applied some honey lotion. Song Shiyu passed the hairdryer to Baiye. Baiye simply dried her hair and ate her breakfast. However, she couldn't eat at all. She glanced at her phone. Su Jiran hadn't called yet. She forced herself to finish eating. Now that Gu Lingqing was still alive, she should take good care of herself. After eating, she stood by the window and waited for more than an hour. Finally, her phone rang. Baiye immediately picked up. Hello. Xiaoya, are you looking for me about the person from the dark shadows? Su Jiran had already guessed it. Yes. Baiye did not deny it. I can send you his address, but I advise you not to save him right now. Xing Dongqing is furious and has set up an inescapable net, waiting for your men to come. Su Jiran suggested. Is his life in danger? Baiye asked worriedly. Actually, there are many times when living is more miserable than death. Xing Dongqing had already chopped off his hands and feet to stop the bleeding. He was placed in a vat with water dripping from his forehead every day. Every day, he would die. Su Jiran said in a low voice. Although Baiya didn't know the man and had never seen him before, her heart ached when she heard his name. To be able to stand up for Gu Lingqing, this man was righteous, brave, strong, hot-blooded, but why is it that good people don't get rewarded? I know what to do. Send me his address, Baiya said coldly. Xiaoya, it's very dangerous to fight with Xing Dongqing, Su Jiran reminded her. I'm never afraid of danger. Send it to me if you're willing to help me, Baiya said in a low voice. Yes, Su Jiran replied and sent the address to Baiya. Baiya called Ling Shuai. Ling Shuai picked up immediately, which meant that he had been waiting for her call. Ling Shuai, report that the person from the dark shadows is missing and you suspect that he went to Xingdongqing. Because someone from the dark shadows said that the missing person was emotional and said that Xingdongqing killed Gu Lingqing, Baiya ordered. Is that okay? Ling Shuai was worried. Xiao Ning is with Xingdongqing, but Xingdongqing abused the law. I will create public opinion and force Xingdongqing to release Xiao Ning. No matter who Xiao Ning goes to, it's better than staying with Xingdongqing. Baiya's voice was a little choked. Okay, I'll listen to you. Send the plane explosion, Gu Lingqing's assassination, Gu Lingqing's death, and everything about Xingdongqing to my email. The email is my phone number, Baiya said coldly, and her eyes were full of sharpness. Ling Shuai went to work. Baiya wrote the manuscript in the room. She wrote about Gu Lingqing's great achievements, Gu's affairs, his donation and the establishment of the orphanage, and all the facts that Xingdongqing did against Gu Lingqing. She didn't express her own opinion, but people's association was infinite. Even if she didn't point it out, people would guess it. She also put the photos. The manuscript was not finished yet, and there was still an important part of the content, which depended on Ling Shuai. She called Shiniyin. Shiniyin hung up the phone. She contacted the boss of student Haha and asked straightforwardly, how much do you want to sell this app? What? Name your price. Baiya said concisely, or, if you want to talk face to face, I can give you a price that is definitely higher than the market price. Who are you? Gu Lingqing's wife, Baiya. Gu Lingqing is the heir of Gu's. Oh, the youngest general who passed away a few days ago, right? Yes, he was murdered. I want to punish those who murdered him, Baiya said straightforwardly. Just say it. He is the person I admire the most. I can help you with this, and I won't charge you any fees, the boss said generously. Some people are involved, and you can't afford to offend them. It's the safest for you to sell it. If you still want it, I can give it back to you after everything is done. We can discuss the price again, but I promise it won't be higher than the price when I bought your app, Baiya promised. Okay, I understand. Let's talk face to face. I happen to be in City A, too. How about making an appointment at Tianyu Tea House in Watermoon International? I'll bring my lawyer and documents, the boss said. I'll also bring my lawyer there. See you in 2 hours. Baiya hung up the phone. Her phone rang. She saw that it was Shiniyan's call and answered it. I know why you're calling me. Xingdongqing is very domineering now, and no one dares to criticize him, Shiniyan said in a deep voice. He's so domineering now, and others can still compromise. Anyway, it's impossible for him to become the president. At most, he can maintain his current position. But do you think that he will let you go after 2 years? You and Xingdongqing have known each other for so many years, and you should know what kind of person he is. Either you help me suppress Xingdongqing this time, and maybe you can make him miss the president in 2 years, or you'll be finished in 2 years, Baiya said sharply. Shiniyan was silent for a while, then asked in a low voice, what are you going to do? The one who wins the people's hearts will win the world. Everyone knows about Gu Lingqing's great achievements in the military. After he accepted young Master Gu, every good thing he did in the past 2 years is also known to the people. I'll guide the direction of public opinion. No matter how domineering Xing Dongqing is, if he loses the people's hearts, even if he becomes the president, it won't be stable. He won't dare to act rashly. Besides, can a person without the people's hearts be the president? Chapter 486. I know what to do. Do you still want to come to the cabinet? Shen Yiyan asked. Yes, I will. Okay, I'll arrange it. Shen Yiyan hung up the phone. Bai Ye put down her phone. Shen Yiyan was a very capable and courageous person. As long as he was willing to help, it could be done. After all, he was the president. Moreover, through this matter, she could also see which side those important officials were on, and she would have a direction in the future. She stood up, put on a thick down jacket, and went out with her phone. It should be too late to go to Water Moon International now. When she went out, Song Shiyu was at home. Mom, can I borrow the company's lawyer and ask him to go to Water Moon International's Tianyu Tea House in 2 hours? Bai Ye asked. Yes, I'll call him now and ask him to go there. I've given him your phone number, so it's convenient for him to contact you, Song Shiyu said. Okay. Bai Ye walked to the door. Lin Shulan followed behind her worriedly. Madam, I'll go and get the car. She knew that Lin Shulan was protecting her, so she didn't refuse. After a while, her car arrived. Bai Ye got in the car and looked out of the window. Lin Shulan saw that Bai Ye was much more normal and smiled. I think the chief is in heaven and will definitely protect you. I've been with the chief for 6 years, and you're the only one he loves the most. The previous Bai Ye had always been protected by Gu Lingqing, so she lived until now. Bai Ye didn't say the second half of the sentence. The fewer people who knew that Gu Lingqing was alive, the safer Gu Lingqing would be. Madam, you must live well. I think the chief wants you to live well, Lin Shulan said softly. Bai Ye didn't say anything else. She leaned against the chair and closed her eyes. When they arrived at Tianyu Tea House, Gu's lawyer was already there, waiting for Bai Ye at the door. Hello, you're Miss Wu, right? I'm Lawyer Wang from Gu Corporation. You can call me Lao Wang. Lawyer Wang extended his hand. Bai Ye held Lawyer Wang's hand and said politely, Thank you, Lawyer Wang. She dialed the number of Student Ha's boss. The owner of Student Ha answered, We are in room 203. Okay, we're coming now. Bai Ye went upstairs and entered the private room. The 2 men inside were dressed in well-ironed suits, and they were both very young. Hello, I am Zhang Rui, the boss of Student Club. This is my lawyer, Qing Yu. I am very curious, how did you get my phone number? Zhang Rui asked with a smile. A long time ago, my friend hired a water army. At that time, the students were just starting out. She used my QQ number, and your QQ signature had her phone number, so I knew your phone number, Bai Ye explained. She still remembered that at that time, she and Lu Shuang didn't know each other for long, but Lu Shuang was very enthusiastic and took the initiative to ask her to be his friend. At that time, she was still an intern, and another intern made fun of her, saying that she was being kept by someone else, and that she had connections. Lu Shuang found Student Haha and hired 20 water armies. At that time, the water armies were paid 5 yuan a day, and each of them would send 10 messages to attack the other intern. Although Lu Shuang's character was flamboyant, he was very loyal and would protect the weak. When she recalled the days when Lu Shuang was around, her heart felt warm. She wondered if Lu Shuang was doing well in country D. Oh, That was a long time ago, Zhang Rui recalled. After shaking hands with Bai Ye, he sat down and looked at his lawyer. The lawyer showed the document to Bai Ye. This is the current data of student Ha. We have 120,000 real users, and we have developed a few mainstream services. Long-term collaborations include live streaming platforms, online literature, multimedia, and some celebrity studios and agents. I would like to ask. Let's say that I want this comment to become a trending topic, or go to the front page, etc. How do you do it? Bai Ye didn't understand. Regarding the services, the company's business department will explain to you in detail. We have an internal message that will be sent to every registered user's phone. They will comment according to the requirements. For every comment, they will get 1 point. For 2 comments, they will get 2 points. They can't comment at the same time. They have to wait for a minute. Their monthly salary will be paid to their WeChat account based on their points. Usually, 1 point is worth 1 cent. Most of them are students, and if they do well, they will get a few hundred yuan a month as their living expenses. Anyway, they don't need to use their brains, and they can comment on their computer. It's easy to earn 10 yuan a day, Zhang Rui explained. Bai Ye nodded. She basically understood. She looked through the data of student Ha. The profits were not bad, and there was room for development. The asking price was 30 million yuan. Bai Ye closed the document. Sure. Show me the relevant documents, and I'll verify it. We can sign the contract in a while. All right, Zhang Rui replied. The 2 lawyers were checking the information and data. Bai Ye drank her water quietly. It's a pity that General Gu passed away at such a young age. My sister worshipped him like an idol, Zhang Rui said. Bai Ye lowered her eyes. How old is your sister? She's 20 this year. She's still a little girl, and she's so noisy. I'm going to send her overseas to study. That's good. You guys go ahead. I need to go out for a while, and I'll be back in about half an hour. Is that all right? Bai Ye asked. Yes, of course. Please go ahead. Bai Ye went out, and Lin Shulan immediately followed. After she went out, she prepared to get into the car. Lin Shulan checked the car, and after confirming that there were no problems, he let Bai Ye into the car. Bai Ye didn't leave. She made a call. Hello, senior. I'm Bai Ye. I'm sorry, I didn't show up the last time you came. Something happened. Is it convenient for you to talk now? Bai Ye asked. Bai Ye. I've heard a lot about you. What's going on? After that, I called you, but you didn't pick up. After that, your number became an invalid number, Su Changhe said angrily. That year, when you called me, I was kidnapped by Chen Bin in another province. He was a policeman in Jinyuan City, and the reason was complicated. You can search it on Baidu. It should be on the internet. After I was kidnapped, he threw me into the sea, but I was saved by my husband. My husband and I were stranded on a deserted island. After that, due to various reasons, an accident happened while I was being rescued, and I jumped into the sea. I've been in a coma ever since, Bai Ye said simply. I know about this. Gu Lingqing and Su Jiran were fighting over you, right? After that, you were kidnapped, and there was no news of you. Gu Lingqing came to me and told me about this, Su Changhe said. Yes, I was rescued. I had plastic surgery and bone marrow changed. But you don't have to worry that I'm not Bai Ye. I'm the only one who knows about Senior's little secret, including your sisters, Bai Ye said with a smile. You're going to faint. Since you were rescued, why did you only contact me now? You're tuning into the LoveLore Library YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.